My child, stop. Just for this moment, I need you to stop. Cease your striving. Let the hurried, frantic pace of your world fall away. I see you running, always running, from one task to the next, from one worry to the future one that is already forming in your mind. I see the tension in your shoulders from the weight of your job, the unspoken pressures you feel from your family, the constant, low-humming anxiety that has become the soundtrack to your days. You believe you must keep moving, that if you pause for even a second, everything you are holding together will shatter into a million pieces. But I am here to tell you, that is a lie. Breathe. I have carved out this precise moment in time, not by accident, but with divine purpose. This is for you, and for me. I have quieted the universe around you, just so we could have this time together. Do you feel it? A sudden stillness. The noise of your life has been deafening, has it not? The ping of the phone, the demands of others, the loud voice of your own inner critic that never seems to rest. That noise has drowned out my voice. It has made you forget the sound of peace. So I am offering you silence. Not an empty, awkward silence, but a holy silence, filled with my presence. A silence where you can finally hear yourself think, a quiet where you can feel your own heart beat again. You do not have to do anything to earn this. There is no performance required, no list of accomplishments you must present to me. You think you need to come to me with your life perfectly in order, with your failures hidden, and your strengths polished for display. But my beloved, I am not interested in the person you pretend to be for the world. I am not here to go over your list of mistakes. I am not here to condemn you or shame you for the messiness of your life. I am your Father. My only desire in this moment is to connect with your heart, right where it is. I want to sit with you in the middle of your chaos, in the middle of your confusion, and simply be with you. You are exhausted from trying so hard, from holding up a mask that has grown so heavy. Let it fall. You are safe here. I know what you are thinking. How can I stop? The bills won't pay themselves. The problems won't solve themselves. Do you truly believe that you are holding your world together on your own? My child, I hold the stars in their place and I'd tell the oceans where their shores must end. I can hold your life. Trust me with it, just for this moment. Your frantic effort is not the glue that keeps your life from falling apart. It is the very thing that is breaking your spirit. So come, sit with me for a while. Let your shoulders drop, and clench your jaw. Simply be present. There is nothing else you need to do. Your Creator, the God of all creation, desires your company. Let that truth sink deep into your soul. I am not a distant king on a throne. I am a father who has pulled up a chair right next to you, waiting for you to simply turn and see that I am here. My child, I want you to still your soul now. Learn to distinguish my voice from the chaos that constantly screams for your attention. The world shouts. The news blares with anxiety. The opinions of others echo in your mind with judgment, and your own fears roar with predictions of failure. Those voices are loud, frantic, and demanding. They push you, they rush you, and they leave you feeling empty and afraid. But that is not how I speak to you. Not now. I do not come to you in the thunder or the earthquake. I come to you in the gentle whisper that follows the storm. My voice is the sound of the quiet morning before the world awakens. It is the feeling of calm that settles your heart after a frantic day. It is the deep, internal knowing that everything will, in fact, be all right. Do not mistake my gentleness for weakness. The voice that whispers to your heart is the same voice that commanded the galaxies into existence. It carries all authority, but for you, my beloved, It carries all tenderness. My words are not meant to cause you fear. They are designed to bring you a perfect peace that the world can never offer. If a thought enters your mind that brings condemnation, shame, or a frantic sense of panic, you can be certain that it is not from me. The enemy of your soul is the accuser. He loves to shout your failures and magnify your fears. I am your defender. My voice brings conviction. Yes, but it is a gentle conviction that leads you not to despair but to my arms, to repentance, and to restoration. My voice is the one that speaks life over your barren places, that reminds you of your true identity when you have forgotten. It is the voice that says, you are loved. You are forgiven. You are mine. Do not doubt that it is I, your Father, who is speaking directly to you now. This is not a coincidence. This is a divine appointment. I know you by name. I knew your name before the foundations of the world were laid. I know every hope, every hurt, every secret thought that you have never shared with another living soul. Because I know you so intimately, I speak to you in a way that only your spirit can truly understand. Sometimes it is through my written word, when a passage you have read 100 times suddenly leaps from the page and shines a light on your exact situation. Sometimes it is through the wise counsel of a trusted friend or the innocent words of a child. And sometimes, like now, it is a direct impression on your heart, a thought that is calmer, wiser, and more loving than your own. This is not a message I am broadcasting to the masses, hoping you will overhear it. This is a private word for you. I am leaning in close, quieting the noise, and whispering truth directly into your heart. Your only task is to listen. Stop trying to figure everything out. Stop wrestling with the confusion. Be still and know that I am God, and I am speaking to you. My precious child, you think you carry your weights in secret, but I see every single one. You have become so skilled at hiding your struggles, so practiced at wearing a smile while your heart is breaking. You go through your days acting as if everything is fine, but I see the truth. I see the knot of anxiety that tightens in your stomach when you think about your finances. I see the invisible weight of a strained relationship that you carry into every room you enter. I see the deep weariness in your soul from a past mistake that you keep punishing yourself for, long after I have forgiven it. You believe these burdens are yours to bear alone, a private penance you must pay. But my child, you were never, ever designed to carry these loads on your own strength. Your shoulders are not broad enough, and your heart is not meant for such heaviness. Look at me. I see the fatigue in your soul that no amount of sleep can cure. I see you at night, when the house is quiet and the distractions are gone, and the full weight of it all comes crashing down on you. I see the tears you cry into your pillow. I see the silent prayers for relief, for help, for a sign that you have not been forgotten. I have weighed every one of your sorrows, every one of your anxieties. I know their exact measure. And as I look upon your struggles, I do not see you with judgment or disappointment. My heart is not filled with critique for how you are handling things, but with a profound, deep, and overwhelming compassion for you. I see you, my beloved, trying so hard to be strong, and my heart aches with a father's love, longing to step in and lift the impossible weight from you. So I am inviting you now, commanding you with all the love in my being, hand them to me. You have been holding on to them for so long, gripping them tightly because you believe that is what you must do. But it is time to let go. I want you to visualize it. Take that worry about your future and place it in my hands. Take that deep hurt from the person who betrayed you and place it in my hands. Take the fear of failure, the pressure to be perfect, the burden of your own expectations, and give it all to me. Why? Because my yoke is easy and my burden is light. This does not mean the challenges will instantly vanish, but it means you are no longer pulling the load by yourself. It means I am yoked with you, and I am taking the strain. It means you can walk upright again, without the crushing weight that has been forcing you to the ground. You have been striving, fighting, and caring for far too long. It is time to surrender. It is time to let your Father carry you. Let us go deeper now, my child. We have quieted the noise and acknowledged the burdens, but now I want to move past the surface. Let's talk about the real you, the part of you that you keep so carefully hidden from the world. I am not interested in the face you show your colleagues, the curated image you present to your friends, or even the brave front you put on for your family. I am interested in the heart you hide from them all. I want to go to the locked rooms within you, the places you have deemed too broken, too messy, or too shameful for anyone to see. Come, take my hand. Let's walk there together. I am not afraid of what we will find. Show me the broken pieces. Show me the sharp shards of the trust that was shattered years ago, the ones you are still afraid to touch for fear they will cut you again. Point me to the dusty corner where you have swept away your disappointment, the deep ache from a dream that died and left a permanent scar on your soul. You look at these things and you see weakness. You see failure. You see evidence of why you are unlovable. But when I look at those same broken pieces, I see the very places where my light can enter most beautifully. I see the raw material for a mosaic more stunning than you can imagine, a testament to my power to redeem and restore. Nothing in your heart is garbage to me. It is all treasure waiting to be reclaimed. And what about your hopes? Let's talk about those too. Not the practical, sensible goals you are comfortable sharing, but the secret ones. The ones you are afraid to even whisper to yourself because they feel too big, too foolish, or too impossible. What is the deepest longing of your heart? Is it for love that feels truly safe? Is it a desire to create something beautiful? Is it a secret dream of making a real difference in this world, of leaving a mark that matters? Speak them to me. Do not be afraid. These longings were not born of your own imagination. I planted those seeds of desire within you myself. They are clues to the divine purpose I have for your life. Your heart is not a wasteland of failures and broken dreams. It is the very ground I wish to make my garden. It is the soil where I want to plant seeds of destiny, hope, and unwavering joy. But I will not force my way in. You must let me. Nothing within you is a surprise to me, and everything within you is beloved by me. My child, do you ever get frustrated when you try to pray? Do you search and struggle for the perfect words, feeling that your own are too clumsy, too simple, too tangled to properly express the storm that is raging inside of you? I want you to release that burden right now. Your words are precious to me, yes. I delight in hearing you speak to me. But you must understand this. I know your need before a single word is formed on your lips. I knew what you needed today before you even woke up this morning. You are not informing me of anything new when you pray. You are simply inviting me into the situation. You are turning your heart toward me, and that is what matters most. I understand the groanings of your spirit that have no language. There are moments of pain so deep, of confusion so thick, of joy so overwhelming, that words fail you. In those moments, you might offer me only a sigh, a tear, a silent lifting of your gaze. My child, I hear that prayer as clearly as the most eloquent sonnet. I understand the prayer behind the prayer. I see the intent, the desire, the raw, unfiltered longing that fuels your every attempt to reach for me. Do not frustrate yourself trying to find the perfect prayer. I hear the prayer of your soul. I am not a distant God who requires a formulaic password to gain access. I am your Father, and I am fluent in the language of your heart. My understanding of you is more complete than your own. You see your life in fragments, a series of confusing moments and unanswered questions. You struggle to understand your own motivations sometimes, to make sense of your own feelings. But I see the whole of you. I see the beginning from the end. I understand the childhood wound that still affects your decisions today. I see the hidden fear that is masquerading as anger. I comprehend the deep-seated needs that drive your behavior. You are trying to explain yourself to the one who knit you together in your mother's womb. There is a profound rest available to you in this truth. You can stop striving to be understood. You can cease the endless effort of justifying yourself. You are already fully known. And the most glorious part of this truth is the sentence that follows it. In being fully known, you are fully, completely, and unconditionally loved. My child, we have only just begun to open the door to your heart. To turn away now would be to leave the sacred work unfinished, leaving my spirit grieving for the healing words you would miss. Today, I must still speak to you about the fears that grip you in the night. Let us speak plainly about the fear that grips you, my child. I am with you in the daylight hours, but I am also there in the deep of night, when the world grows quiet and your mind grows loud. I am aware of the shadows that dance in your imagination when you lay your head on your pillow. I hear the relentless whispers that start with those two devastating words, what if? What if you lose your job? What if that pain in your side is something serious? What if you fail your family? What if you are left all alone? What if you have made a mistake you can never recover from? Each of these questions is a chain, forged in the fires of hell by the enemy of your soul. His entire strategy is to bind you in a prison of anxiety, to paralyze you with potential futures that I have not ordained. I must be clear with you, these whispers are lies. They are not my words. My perfect love is the only force in all of creation that can cast out all fear. Fear and my presence cannot occupy the same space. They are like darkness and light. When one enters, the other must flee. You have been trying to fight your fear with your own strength, with logic, with distraction. But you cannot fight a spiritual battle with worldly weapons. When that cold dread begins to creep into your heart, you must remember who I am. I am the Lord of hosts, the commander of angelic armies that you cannot see. The vast darkness of the universe is but a speck against the brilliance of my glory. What enemy, what circumstance, what possible future have you to dread when I am standing with you? You must stop giving fear a place at your table. It is an unwelcome guest, an intruder in the holy temple of your heart, where my spirit dwells. You would not allow a thief to simply walk into your home and take up residence, yet you allow the thief of fear to steal your peace night after night. You have the authority, in my name, to command it to leave. When the what-ifs begin, you must counter them with my God says. My God says He will supply all my needs. My God says He will never leave me nor forsake me. My God says that nothing can separate me from His love. I am your light in the darkness, my child. The shadows must flee from my presence. Do not focus on the size of your fear, focus on the size of your God. Turn your face to me, and the shadows will fall behind you, where they belong. My child, I see how you look at the mountain before you, the challenge at work, the conflict in your family, the personal battle no one else knows about. I see how you look at your own two hands, at your own energy, at the resources in your own heart, and I hear the despairing whisper that follows. I can't do this. I am not strong enough. I don't have what it takes. You see this feeling as a final judgment, a confirmation of your inadequacy. But I see it very differently. My beloved, That feeling is not your defeat. It is your divine invitation. Your honest admission of "I can't" is the very doorway through which my triumphant "I can" rushes into your life. You have been taught by the world that strength is self-reliance, that to be strong is to never need help. That is a lonely and exhausting lie. In my kingdom, true strength begins at the very end of your own. Stop trying to be strong enough on your own. That is a battle I never, ever asked you to fight. You are striving to draw water from a well that has run dry. You are trying to pour from a cup that has been empty for a very long time, and the effort is draining the very life from you. You feel weak because you are trying to operate on your own minuscule power supply, while I, your God, am an infinite, raging ocean of power, waiting for you to simply stop trying and start receiving. My grace is not just sufficient for you. It is not just enough to get by. My grace is an overwhelming, abundant, inexhaustible supply for your every single need. It is not just me overlooking your faults. Grace is my divine power flowing into your human weakness, enabling you to do what you could never, ever do on your own. It is my strength, perfected and made visible right in the middle of your struggle. So, lean on me. I want you to lean on me with your full weight. Stop trying to keep one foot on the ground of your own abilities. Let go completely. When you wake up in the morning and the feeling of being overwhelmed washes over you, your first thought must not be "I have to summon the strength for today." It must be, "Father, I have no strength, so I will rely completely on yours." In that difficult conversation you have been avoiding, in that project that feels impossible, in the simple, daily grind of your responsibilities, lean into me. My strength is not abstract concept. It is a tangible presence, a real power that will flow into you and through you. You look at your weakness and you see shame. I look at your weakness and I see the perfect, empty stage upon which I can display my glory. Let the world see that it is not you, but I in you, who overcomes. Let them see your beautiful weakness, for it is the very thing that makes you an unstoppable vessel of my power. My precious child, you have forgotten who you are. The world has been speaking over your life for a very long time, hasn't it? It has attached labels to you, like price tags, defining your worth by your successes, your failures, your appearance, your job title. It has called you ordinary, damaged, not smart enough, too much or not enough. And the greatest tragedy, my beloved, is that you have listened. You have allowed the hollow, temporary whispers of a broken world to drown out the eternal, foundational truth of who I created you to be. The identity you are living from is a cheap imitation, a forgery, and it is crushing your spirit. Today, I am tearing up those false labels. We are going back to the very beginning, to the truth. Let me remind you. Before your parents knew you, I knew you. Before any voice on earth spoke a word over you, I spoke your destiny. You were not an accident, a mistake, or an afterthought. You were a deliberate, breathtaking, intentional masterpiece conceived in the heart of God. When I thought of you, I smiled. I did not use a template or a cookie cutter. I knit you together in your mother's womb, thread by precious thread, weaving into your very DNA a combination of gifts, passions, sensitivities, and quirks that exists in no one else on this planet. The specific way you see the world, the unique color of your compassion, the particular dream that sets your heart on fire, that is all my divine signature. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, an original work of art from the hand of the master artist. Do not ever let anyone, including yourself, call my handiwork anything less than magnificent. Because of this, I have given you a new name, an eternal identity. You are my child. This is not just a sweet, sentimental title. It is your legal and spiritual reality. It is your position in the cosmos. To be my child means you are an heir to my kingdom, a joint heir with Christ himself. It means your worth is not based on your performance, but on your bloodline, the blood of my Son that covers you. It means you belong to my family forever. Stop living like an orphan, struggling for scraps of approval from the world. You are a child of the King, and you have access to all of my resources, all of my love, and all of my authority. Live not from your insecurities, but from the unshakable identity I have bestowed upon you. When you feel weak, remember you are the child of the Almighty. When you feel like a failure, remember that you are an heir of eternal glory. When the world tries to label you, you will stand tall and remember the name I have given you, beloved. Walk in the truth. It changes everything. We must talk about the past, my child, because it is holding you prisoner. I see you. In the quiet moments of your day, or in the vulnerable hours of the night, I see you returning to that same mental cell. I see you pressing play on that same agonizing memory, that mistake, that moment of shame, that word spoken against you, that failure that you believe has defined you. You replay it over and over, examining it from every angle, each time feeling the fresh sting of pain and regret. This memory has become a ghost that haunts the hallways of your heart, a constant, tormenting companion. You have been living in this prison for so long, but you have started to believe it is your home. Now, lean in and listen to me with every fiber of your being. This is one of the most important truths I will ever speak to you. When I forgive, I do not just pardon your sin. I do not just look the other way. I completely and utterly erase it from the record. I remove your transgressions as far as the east is from the west, an infinite, immeasurable distance. I take your scarlet sins and I wash them as white as snow. I cast them into the depths of the sea, to a place where they can never be retrieved. And then, I make a divine choice. I choose to remember them no more. So I must ask you this, my beloved. Who are you to keep remembering what your Almighty God has chosen to forget? Who are you to keep sentencing yourself for a crime for which you have already been fully pardoned? You are torturing yourself with a memory that I have permanently deleted from your file. The cross of my Son was not a temporary solution. It was not a partial payment. It was the final, complete, all-sufficient sacrifice for every wrong thing you have ever done, and every wrong thing you will ever do. Its power extends across all of your yesterdays. It covers all of this present moment, and it has already secured all of your tomorrows. The price has been paid in full. There is therefore now no condemnation for you. None. Do you understand the freedom in those words? You are allowing a ghost, a powerless memory that I have already vanquished, to hold your glorious future hostage. You are defining your present by a version of yourself that no longer exists in my eyes. That must end, starting right now. I command you to stop. When that memory comes knocking, you will no longer invite it in. You will declare the truth. I am a new creation in Christ. The old has gone, the new has come. I am forgiven. Walk out of that prison cell, my child. The door had been open all along. Perhaps you heard my words about the past and a part of you believed them. But there is another, more insidious fear that whispers in your heart. It's the fear about today, about the mistake you made just this morning, or the sin you seem to fall into over and over again. You wonder, have I finally used it all up? Have I gone back to the well of His grace one too many times? Surely there is a limit. Surely His patience with me must be wearing thin. You fear that you have sinned too much, that you have gone too far this time, and that my face is finally turned from you. Let me shatter that lie with the force of a tidal wave of truth. My mercy is not a cup that can be emptied. My grace does not have an expiration date. My forgiveness for my repentant child is a bottomless, shoreless, infinite ocean. I want you to see this in your mind. You are standing on the edge of this vast ocean. You are covered in the mud and filth of your latest failure, your shame, your guilt. And you are hesitating. You are trying to scrub yourself clean before you enter the very water that is meant to cleanse you. You are saying, let me just get a little better, a little more worthy, and then I will approach God for forgiveness. My child, do you see the foolishness of this? You will never be worthy. You will never be good enough to earn it. That is the entire point of grace. It is a gift. A free, unmerited gift, paid for by a price so high it is staggering, the precious blood of my own Son. Stop trying to clean yourself up for me. I am commanding you to stop your striving and simply receive. Dive into the ocean of my forgiveness. Let the waves of my mercy wash over you, pulling the stain of your sin out into the depths where it will be remembered no more. This is critical for you to understand. I do not want you to be a person who just visits the beach of my forgiveness occasionally, whenever you commit a major sin. I want you to live in the ocean. I want my grace to be the very atmosphere you breathe, the water that sustains and surrounds you. When you live in this reality, the accusations of the enemy lose all their power. When he comes to whisper in your ear, "Look what you did again. You are a failure," you will not argue with him. You will simply point to the ocean you are swimming in. You will say, "Yes, but I live in a state of constant forgiveness. My sin is covered, my shame is washed away." My forgiveness is not just a one-time transaction for your salvation. It is the daily, moment-by-moment reality in which you are called to live. Tokan. The water is boundless, and it is for you. Dive in and be free. You are standing now in the full light of my forgiveness, clean and new. Would you walk away before I can tell you of the good plans I have for this new life of yours? To receive a pardon, but reject the inheritance would deeply disappoint my eager heart. Stay, and let me speak of your glorious future. My child, you spend so much time and energy worrying about the future. You look ahead, and from your vantage point, the path is shrouded in a thick fog. You cannot see what lies around the next bend, and this uncertainty terrifies you. You crave a detailed map, a clear itinerary, a guarantee from me that everything will turn out the way you hope. You see your life as a series of precarious steps on a tightrope, where one wrong move could send you plunging into disaster. But your perspective is so limited. You are looking at your feet, trying to navigate the next few inches, while I am standing at the end of the path, seeing the entire journey from beginning to glorious end. So listen to my heart for you. Hear this promise and let it be the anchor for your soul in the swirling seas of uncertainty. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. This is not a vague wish or a hopeful platitude. This is a divine, unbreakable, blood-bought covenant I have made with you. My intentions toward you are, and always will be, for your ultimate good. Even when you cannot see it, even when you cannot feel it, even when your circumstances scream the opposite, my foundational plan for your life is one of goodness, hope, and blessing. You must learn to trust my architecture. I am the master builder of your life. Every detour you have been forced to take, every frustrating delay you have endured, every door that has slammed shut in your face, you interpret these as signs of my absence or displeasure. You see them as failures. But from my higher perspective, they are often essential parts of the construction. Sometimes I lead you down a longer, more difficult road to build a foundation of character in you that will be strong enough to hold the weight of the blessing I am preparing to give you. Sometimes I close a door to protect you from a danger you could not possibly see. Sometimes the delay is not a denial, but a period of preparation. You must trust the process, even when you cannot understand the blueprint. I am weaving all things, not just the easy, happy things, but the painful, confusing, heartbreaking things, together for your good and for my glory. Your story is not over. The chapters you have lived thus far are merely the prologue. Do not be afraid. The best is yet to be written. My child, when the fierce winds of trial begin to howl, and the waves of your circumstances crash over the sides of your small boat, I know your first, most human reaction. You cry out, "God, where are you? Why have you abandoned me?" You look at the raging storm, and you see it as proof of my absence, as a sign of my displeasure or neglect. But I need you to listen to me very carefully. More often than not, the storm is not my absence. It is the very theater I have chosen for my greatest works. It is the dark backdrop against which I will paint the brilliance of my power and the tenderness of my presence. You long for a life of perpetually calm seas, but a ship that never leaves the harbor is not what it was built for. Smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. A captain who has only ever known sunshine and gentle breezes has no real strength. His faith in his vessel and in himself has never truly been tested. The trials I allow into your life are the forge of your faith. They are the holy fire that burns away the impurities of your pride, your self-reliance, and your hidden fears, leaving behind the pure, resilient gold of your trust in me. You are always praying for me to calm the storm, and sometimes, in my mercy, I do. But you must understand that there is a far greater miracle. Sometimes, I do not calm the storm. Instead, I calm my child within the storm. You are asking me to stop the rain, but the greater testimony to a watching world is when I give you the supernatural ability to find joy and to dance in the downpour. You plead with me to still the waves, but the more profound work is when I give you the peace to sleep soundly in the midst of the tempest, fully confident that I, your Father, am at the helm and I will not let you capsize. It is in the wind and the waves that you truly learn that I am the sovereign Lord over all creation, including the chaos that surrounds you. It is when you are at the end of your own resources that you finally discover the limitless reality of mine. See the storm for what it truly is. The trial is not meant to break you. It is meant to break your reliance on everything and everyone but me. It is my severe mercy, designed to shatter the idols you have unknowingly built in your heart. The idols of security in your job, your health, your relationships, or your own ability to control your life. These things are fragile and will eventually fail you. I am the only one who never will. I am with you in the boat, my beloved. I have been here all alone. You may be soaked by the spray and shaken by the rocking of the waves, but you will not go under. The waters will not overwhelm you. The winds and the waves still know my name, and they still bow to my command. Your focus has been on the size of the waves. Now, I command you to turn and fix your eyes on me, the master of the ocean. My child, just as I have been your anchor in this storm, you have felt the power of my word reaching you in your moment of need. But there are countless others still lost in their own tempests, crying out for a lifeline, for a word of hope they have not yet heard. Your gift now becomes a seed of light, a heavenly manna sent into their wilderness, allowing this message to find them. This is a divine appointment to turn your own rescue into a rescue for others. I declare over you my promise. As you sow into this mission, your own storehouse will never run dry, for I am the God who multiplies the seed you have sown. Now, respond in faith. Go to the links in the description and release your gift through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal. Do you think your tears are wasted, my child? Do you believe that when you weep in the loneliness of your room, those tears simply fall to the ground and disappear, unnoticed and unrecorded? Oh, my beloved, if you only knew how precious your tears are to me. Not a single one has ever fallen that has escaped my notice. I see the tear that trickles down your cheek when a memory brings a fresh wave of grief. I see the tears of frustration when you feel misunderstood or overwhelmed. I see the hot tears of anger and hurt when you have been betrayed. I see the quiet, weary tears of a soul that is simply exhausted from the fight. The scriptures tell you that I collect your tears in a bottle, that I have recorded each one in my book. This is not just poetry. It is a profound truth. Your tears are a liquid language, a sacred prayer that I understand more perfectly than any spoken word. They tell me the story of your pain, your longing, and your love. Your sorrow touches my heart more deeply than you can possibly imagine. I am not a distant, stoic God, immune to the pains of my creation. Remember, I put on flesh and dwelt among you. I am the God who wept at the tomb of a friend. I understand grief. I am intimately acquainted with sorrow. Because of this, my very nature is to draw near to the broken-hearted. When your heart is shattered into 1,000 pieces, I do not stand at a distance, waiting for you to pull yourself together. I get down on the floor with you in the midst of the shards, and I sit with you in your pain. I put my arm around you when you have no strength left to stand. You do not have to be strong for me. You do not have to hide your pain. I am the God of all comfort, and your brokenness is a magnet to my compassionate presence. There is a promise I have made to you, and it is as certain as the sunrise. Weeping may endure for a night, but my joy comes in the morning. I know that in the darkness of your sorrow, the night can feel endless. It can feel like the sun will never rise again on your life. But I, the one who created light with a single word, promise you that the morning is coming. This is not a vague hope. It is a divine certainty. And your pain, my child, is not pointless. I will not waste a single drop of your suffering. I will redeem every moment of it. I will use it to carve out a greater capacity for joy, love, and compassion within your soul. The very places where you have been most deeply wounded will become the sources of your greatest strength and your most profound ability to comfort others. So let me be the one who wipes the tears from your eyes. Let me be the one who sits with you in the dark. The night will not last forever. I am here, and I am bringing the dawn. Let us speak now about that quiet ache deep within you. It is a restless, hollow feeling that has been your companion for a very long time. It is a hunger that no meal can satisfy, a thirst that no drink can quench. You feel it most acutely in the still moments, after the distractions have faded. That nagging, persistent sense that something vital is missing from your life. You have given it many names: loneliness, boredom, dissatisfaction, anxiety. You have spent years trying to diagnose it and trying to cure it. I know its source, my child, because I am the one who designed it. When I formed you, I created you with a sacred, holy space in the very center of your being. It is a void, an emptiness, and it is shaped perfectly for me. Only I can fill it. You have tried so hard to fill it with other things, haven't you? With all your heart. You have pursued substitutes, believing that the next one would finally be the answer. You have poured relationships into that empty space, hoping that the love and affirmation of another person would finally make you feel whole and complete. You have stuffed it with success, with achievements, with promotions, and with the approval of others, hoping that a sense of accomplishment would fill the void. You have tried to fill it with possessions, the new car, the bigger house, the latest gadget. You have tried to numb it with entertainment, to silence it with endless noise, to bury it under food and drink and 1,000 other distractions. And yet, after the temporary thrill of each thing fades, the emptiness remains, sometimes feeling even deeper and more profound than before. My child, you have been exhausting yourself, drinking from broken cisterns that can hold no water. You have been trying to draw life from wells that have long since run dry. And all the while, I have been standing before you, with my hands outstretched, offering you a different source. I am the fountain of living water. I am the bread of life. If you come to me and drink, you will never thirst again. If you come to me and feast, you will never hunger again. The deep, lasting, soul-level satisfaction that you have been so desperately searching for is not found in what you can get from the world. It can never be found in a person, a position, or a possession. It is found only in a relationship with your Creator. It is found in who you get in me. Stop your frantic searching. Stop trying to fill that sacred space with things that do not fit. The emptiness you feel is not a curse. It is a homing signal. It is a holy thirst, calling you back to your one true source. Your home is here. From the moment you wake up each day, your culture screams a relentless and devastating lie at you. It whispers it in advertisements, shouts it in social media, and embeds it in your workplace. The lie is this: your value is tied to your productivity. Your worth as a person is measured by what you accomplish, how much you earn, how successful you appear to be. Your world teaches you that your worth is something you must build, earn, and fiercely maintain through constant, exhausting effort. A day with nothing checked off your to-do list is considered a wasted day. A failure at work is seen as a reflection of your failure as a person. You have been breathing this toxic air for so long that you have come to believe it is the very definition of reality. Today, with all the authority of heaven, I, your Creator, am silencing that scream. I want you to cup your hands over your ears, shut out that worldly noise, and listen to my unchanging truth. Your value is not in what you do, it is in whose you are. I declare over you that your worth is inherent. It is permanent. It is non-negotiable. It has absolutely nothing to do with your accomplishments, and everything to do with the fact that you belong to me. Let that truth wash over the part of your soul that is so tired of performing. You were infinitely precious to me as I formed you in your mother's womb. Long before you ever took your first step, spoke your first word, or achieved a single thing. You were priceless to me then, and you are priceless to me now. Nothing you have ever done, or ever will do, can add to or subtract from the immeasurable value I have already placed upon you. My love for you does not increase when you receive a promotion, and it does not decrease when you get laid off. My delight in you does not grow when you have a good day, and it does not shrink when you have a bad day and fail spectacularly. My love for you is not a reward for your performance. It is a constant, foundational reality of the universe, based entirely on my character as a loving father, not on your character as a striving child. I need you to rest in this truth. Let it seep into the deepest parts of your being. You are loved for who you are, not for what you produce. You are a human being, not a human doing. I delight not in your resume, but in you. I find joy not in your list of achievements, but in the sound of your laughter, in the meditations of your heart, in the simple, beautiful fact of your existence. So, stop. Stop earning. Stop striving. Stop performing. And just be. Be loved. Be valued. Be mine. I have just spoken your true, unchangeable worth over you. To leave now would be to hear your value but never understand the masterpiece I am creating with it. My heart longs to show you the full picture. Do not turn from me now, when I am about to reveal how every tangled thread of your life has a divine purpose. My child, I want you to imagine for a moment that your life is a great and complex tapestry. From your perspective, here on earth, you are living on the underside of it. All you can see is a chaotic and confusing mess. You see tangled threads of pain, confusing knots of circumstance that seem to have no purpose, and colors that clash violently. You see loose ends that seem to go nowhere, and jagged lines that look like terrible mistakes. From this vantage point, it is nearly impossible to see any pattern or beauty. It just looks like a jumble of random, often painful, events. This is why you feel so lost at times. You are trying to make sense of the underside of my grand design, and from there, it will never make sense. But from my perspective, my beloved, from the top side of the tapestry, I see something entirely different. I see the breathtaking masterpiece that I am weaving. I see a beautiful, intricate, and glorious design taking shape. Every single thread, every single color, has a divine purpose in my hands. The dark threads of sorrow and suffering that you so despise are not mistakes. They are often the very threads that I use to create the depth and the contrast that make the golden threads of joy and victory shine all the more brightly. The confusing knots that you wish you could untangle are the very points that are anchoring the entire work, giving it a strength it would not otherwise possess. What you see as a mistake, I am using as a vital part of the pattern. Those seemingly random events in your life, the unexpected job loss, the relationship that ended, the chance meeting with a stranger, they are not random at all. They are all being guided by my sovereign and loving hand. I am the master weaver, and I do not make errors. My stitches are never misplaced. I am taking all things, the good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly, the things you celebrate, and the things that have broken your heart, and I am weaving them all together into a story that will ultimately bring you good and bring me glory. Your part is not to understand the whole pattern. Your part is to trust the weaver. You must trust the process, even when you cannot see the purpose. Hold fast to my promise that I am in control and that my intentions for you are good. One day, when your journey on this earth is complete, I will welcome you home. And in that moment, I will turn the tapestry over, and I will let you see your life from my perspective. You will see the finished work in all its glory, and you will gasp in awe as you finally understand how every single thread had its perfect and beautiful place. My child, it is vital that you understand the very nature of our relationship. I am your God, your sovereign king, but I am not a tyrant. I could, with a single divine thought, compel your every action and orchestrate your every choice. I could make you a puppet, perfectly obedient and flawless in every way. But that would not be a relationship. It would be a cold, lifeless performance, and it would bring me no joy. The greatest, most sacred gift I have ever given humanity, second only to my Son, is the gift of choice. I have given you a free will, a spirit that can choose to love me or reject me, to follow me or to walk away. I am not looking for robots, I am looking for sons and daughters. I am seeking a partnership, a divine dance, and that can only begin with your willing yes. You look at your own life and you see your yes as such a small, fragile, and insignificant thing. You compare it to the size of the mountains you face and it seems laughable. But you are looking with human eyes. You cannot see what I do with your surrender. In my hands, your simple, faith-filled yes becomes a conduit for cosmic power. Your quiet whisper of obedience in the face of fear can move mountains, part seas, and alter the very course of your destiny. Do not ever underestimate the power I can unleash through a heart that is fully yielded to me. You show me your love not through grand, impressive gestures, but through the quiet language of daily obedience. When you choose to forgive when your flesh screams for revenge, you are saying, I love you to me. When you choose kindness in the face of cruelty, you are saying, I trust you to me. Your obedience is the most beautiful worship you can offer. I know why you hesitate. You are afraid to give me your yes because you want the full blueprint first. You want me to unroll the scroll of your entire life, to show you all 10 steps, all the risks, and guarantee the outcome before you are willing to take the first step. But that is not faith, my child. That is a negotiation. That is a demand for control. Faith is trusting the guide, not knowing the entire map. I am only ever asking for your yes for the single step that is illuminated before you. I am not asking you to worry about 5 years from now, or even 5 days from now. I am asking, will you trust me with the next 5 minutes? Will you say yes to the small prompting I am placing on your heart right now? It may be a yes to make that phone call, a yes to put down your pride, a yes to open my word instead of your phone, a yes to believe my promise instead of your fear. Do not despise these small beginnings. Every great journey begins with a single step of faith. A small act of obedience is the key that unlocks the floodgates of my power in your life. So I ask you now, in the stillness of this moment, are you willing to say yes to me, even without knowing the full plan? My beloved, we must confront the painful spirit of loneliness. It is a liar, and it hath been whispering its poison into your ear for a very long time. It creeps into your heart in the quiet moments, on a lonely weekend, or even in the middle of a crowded room. It tells you that you have been forgotten. It says that no one truly sees you, that no one understands the depths of your heart or your struggles. And its most devastating lie, the one it saves for your darkest moments, is that even I, your God, have abandoned you. It is one of the enemy's oldest and most effective weapons, because it is designed to isolate you, to cut you off from the source of your strength, and to make you believe you are facing the terrors of this world completely on your own. Today, I am going to speak my truth so loudly that it will silence that liar, now and forever. Lean in and hear my unbreakable vow, my eternal promise to you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. This is not a hopeful wish or a sentimental phrase. This is a divine decree, a covenant sealed by the blood of my Son. There is no place you can go where my presence will not follow. There is no depth of despair you can sink to that is beyond my reach. There is no sin you can commit that will cause me to turn my back on you. There is nothing in all of creation, neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height nor depth, nor anything else in all creation that can separate you from my love. I know the pain of human abandonment. I see the wound in your heart left by those who should have loved you most. Even if your mother or father forsook you, even if a spouse walked away, even if your closest friends have betrayed you, I will not. I will hold you close. I will be the father to the fatherless, the truest friend to the betrayed, the constant companion to the lonely. In your moments of most profound isolation, when you feel like a ghost in your own life, I am nearer to you than the air you breathe. My spirit is intertwined with yours. Remember my name, Emmanuel. It is not just a name for a long ago story. It is my very identity in relation to you. It means God with you. Not God watching you from a safe distance in heaven. God with you in the car, in the doctor's office, in the empty house, in the middle of the night. You feel as though you are reaching out into an empty, dark void. But I tell you the truth, reach out right now. Stretch forth your hand in the darkness of your loneliness. You will find, my child, that my hand is already there, and has been all along, waiting to grasp yours. My child, one of the most vital skills you must master on this journey of faith is the art of discernment. Specifically, you must learn to distinguish between the voices that speak into your mind. There are many, but two are in constant, fierce opposition for the territory of your thoughts: the voice of the accuser, the enemy of your soul, and the voice of your Father. For too long, you have been confusing them. You have been accepting the enemy's lies as if they were my truth, and it has been the source of immense turmoil, shame, and fear in your life. You are a sheep of my pasture, and I have told you that my sheep know my voice. It is time for you to learn its sound so intimately that you can instantly recognize a counterfeit. Let me make the distinction clear and simple for you, so that you are never confused again. The enemy's voice, the voice of the liar, always leads to a feeling of death. It speaks condemnation, constantly dredging up your forgiven past and throwing it in your face. It heaps shame upon you, seeking not just to point out a wrong action, but to convince you that your very being is flawed and worthless. It breathes hopelessness into your circumstances, telling you that your situation can never change, that you will always be stuck, that there is no way out. It is a heavy, nagging, accusing, and crushing voice. It always leaves you feeling smaller, weaker, more fearful, and more distant from me. It is the voice of a slave master cracking a whip. My voice, on the other hand, always leads to a feeling of life. Even when I bring correction, its purpose is not to crush you, but to restore you. I speak gentle conviction, which is a holy awareness of where you have strayed. But it never, ever leads you to shame or despair. It leads you back into the safety and warmth of my loving arms, to repentance and freedom. My voice speaks your true identity over you, reminding you that you are my beloved child. My voice speaks hope into your future, reminding you of my good plans. My voice is one of encouragement, of strength, of peace, and of restoration. It always leaves you feeling more loved, more hopeful, more courageous, and more intimately connected to me. It is the voice of a loving Father, calling you home. You must stop being a passive recipient of your thoughts. You are the gatekeeper of your mind. Take every thought captive. Hold it up to the light. Ask yourself, does this thought bring life or death? Hope or despair? Freedom or bondage? Do not entertain the liar. Do not invite the accuser in for a conversation. Reject his whispers and authoritatively replace them with my written promises. You are so very tired, my child. And I am not speaking of the physical exhaustion that comes from a long day's work. I am speaking of a deeper weariness, a soul tiredness that sleep cannot fix. You are weary from worrying. You are weary from striving. You are weary from carrying burdens you were never meant to carry, and from trying to control things that are far beyond your control. The world offers you its counterfeit version of rest. It tells you to numb your exhaustion with a few hours of television, to distract your anxious mind by scrolling endlessly through your phone, or to escape it all with a vacation that often leaves you more stressed than when you began. These things are not rest. They are temporary distractions. They place a bandage on a gaping wound, but they can never heal it. They cannot restore your soul. I offer you something profoundly and eternally different. I offer you true rest. It is critical that you understand what this soul rest is. It is not found in an activity, but in a fundamental change of activity. Soul rest is the ceasing of your own frantic, white-knuckled efforts, and the beginning of a deep and peaceful trust in mine. It is the conscious decision to unclench your fists, both literally and spiritually. It is releasing your desperate grip on the need to manage every person, solve every problem, and control every outcome in your life. It is the moment you finally stop trying to hold your world together and let it fall into the safety of my infinitely capable hands. Your striving is the source of your restlessness. My sovereignty is the source of your rest. I have given you a direct command that is also a beautiful, grace-filled promise. Come to me, all you who are weary and are carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. This is not a suggestion for you to consider. It is the only path to the peace your soul so desperately craves. To receive this rest, you must learn the rhythm of grace. You must learn the life-giving principle of Sabbath, not just as a day off from work, but as a state of being, a 24/7 reality where you trust me with your provision, your protection, your problems, and your future. You think peace is the absence of trouble. You are waiting for all the storms to pass and all the problems to be solved before you believe you can finally be at rest. But that is not my peace. My peace is my presence in the trouble. It is the supernatural calm of my spirit that can rule and garrison your heart even when the winds are howling and the waves are crashing all around you. Tokan. Let go of the illusion of control. Hand me the reins. Your frantic efforts have only exhausted you. My gentle leadership will bring you a peace that passes all understanding. You feel the soul rest I am offering, a peace your spirit has craved. But this rest is not for passivity. It is the foundation for the power I am about to give you. It would ache my heart for you to settle for comfort when you are on the verge of your calling. Stay with me, you must understand the power I have placed within you. My child, after all our talk of your weakness, your struggles, and your need to lean on me, I do not want you to leave this conversation feeling small or helpless. That is not my intention at all. The truth is quite the opposite. I have not saved you from the penalty of sin only to leave you as a powerless orphan or an ill-equipped, terrified soldier to fend for yourself in a hostile world. That is not the way of your God. When you became my child, I gave you the greatest gift possible, the most powerful weapon in the universe, the most intimate comforter you could ever know. I have placed within you a power so immense it is almost incomprehensible. I have not left you alone. My own Spirit, the Holy Spirit, the third person of the Holy Trinity, the very essence of God Himself, has taken up permanent residence inside of you. I want you to stop and truly contemplate the magnitude of this truth. The Spirit of God is not just with you, He is in you. And this is not a small, watered-down portion of my power. The Spirit that dwells within you is the same creative power that hovered over the dark waters at the dawn of creation and brought forth life. He is the same mighty power that parted the Red Sea, that caused the walls of Jericho to fall, and that shut the mouths of lions. And most staggering of all, the Spirit living in you is the very same resurrection power that entered a cold, dark tomb, defied every law of nature and death, and brought my Son, Jesus Christ, forth from the grave, having defeated sin, death, and hell forever. That power is not a dusty theological concept for you to study on a Sunday. That power is your present tense reality. You have access to resurrection power for your marriage. You have resurrection power to break the chains of that addiction you have battled for years. You have resurrection power to have supernatural peace in the midst of a chaotic circumstance. You have resurrection power to love the person who seems unlovable and to forgive the person who seems unforgivable. For too long, you have been trying to live this Christian life in your own minuscule, human strength, which is like trying to power a city with a tiny battery. You are connected to an infinite, divine power source. You must learn to tap into it. You access it through surrender, through prayer, and through stepping out in faith. Stop looking at your own inadequacy and start focusing on the adequacy of the one who lives within you. You feel weak, but you are more powerful than you have ever dared to imagine, because the one who is in you is infinitely greater than the one who is in the world. My child, we must speak about one of the most subtle and destructive thieves that you allow into your heart, the thief of comparison. It is a poison you drink willingly, a venom that courses through your soul every time you scroll through the carefully curated lives of others online, or when you look at the success of a neighbor, a colleague, or a friend and feel that familiar, bitter pang of envy and inadequacy. This thief whispers to you that you are behind, that you are lacking, that my blessings on someone else's life are proof of my neglect in yours. It is a lie, born of the enemy's desire to distract you from the unique and beautiful work I am doing in you. Every moment you spend looking at someone else's path is a moment you are not walking on your own. Every ounce of energy you waste coveting their blessings is energy you are not using to cultivate the gifts I have given you. Listen to me and let this truth set you free. I have a unique, custom-designed, divinely architected path for you. It has been laid out since before the foundation of the world, tailored specifically to your gifts, your personality, your weaknesses, and the glorious purpose for which I created you. Your journey is not meant to look like your brothers, your sisters, or the person you admire from afar. Their path is for them, yours is for you. The moment you take your eyes off your own lane to see how fast someone else is running, you begin to stumble. You lose your footing. You lose your pace. You lose your peace. And most tragically, you lose the joy of your own unique journey with me. You were designed to be a masterpiece, not a carbon copy. Trying to become a replica of someone else is a deep insult to the creative genius of the God who designed you as an original. I command you, therefore, to celebrate the blessings I pour out on others. When you see a friend succeed, rejoice with them genuinely, for their blessing does not diminish the storehouse I have for you. But you must never, ever covet their assignment. You see their public victory, but you do not know the private battles they have fought. You see their harvest, but you do not know the tears they sowed to reap it. The specific grace I have given them is for their unique journey, and the specific grace I have given you is perfectly and powerfully sufficient for yours. I am a God of infinite creativity. I do not mass-produce my children. You are one of a kind. So, stop looking to your left and to your right. It is a fruitless and painful distraction. I have given you a race to run. The only person you are competing against is the person you were yesterday. Your goal is to become more like the person I have called you to be. To do that, you must keep your eyes fixed on only one thing, my Son, Jesus. He is the author and the perfecter of your faith and your story. Run your race, my child. It is a beautiful one. Because you have heard my voice today and chosen to run your unique race, your heart is now open to my next instruction. This message hath been a lamp for your path, but millions are still walking in the darkness of comparison and despair, stumbling because they have not been shown their own beautiful race. Through your giving, you partner with me to become a river of my living water, flowing from your path to theirs and turning their desert of self-doubt into a garden of purpose. I speak this word over you now. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over, will be poured into your lap. This is your moment to make your gratitude an action that echoes into eternity. Go now. Sow your seed of faith through Super Thanks, membership, or by using the PayPal link below. My beloved child, I want you to pause and think for a moment about the vast, immeasurable, stunning grace that I have poured over your life. Contemplate the infinite ocean of forgiveness you have received. For every mistake, every rebellion, every selfish act, every moment you have turned your back on me, you have been met not with condemnation, but with a grace so profound it is scandalous. This grace was not cheap. It cost me everything. It cost the very life of my own perfect Son on a brutal cross. Yet I gave it to you freely, without condition, when you were utterly undeserving. You did not earn it, and you could never repay it. This is the foundational reality of your life as my child. Now, based on this staggering truth, I have a requirement for you. It is not a suggestion or a helpful tip for a better life. It is a non-negotiable command that flows directly from the grace you have received. I require you, with all my authority, to give that same kind of grace to those who have wronged you. You are holding on to unforgiveness in your heart right now. You believe it is a weapon you are wielding against the person who hurt you. You think your anger and bitterness are somehow punishing them. But I must show you the truth. Unforgiveness is a poison you drink, while hoping the other person will perish from it. It is a burning coal that you hold in your own hand, and it is searing your own flesh. It is corroding your soul from the inside out, filling the spaces meant for peace and joy with the acid of bitterness. It is stealing your freedom and keeping you chained to the very person and the very memory you so desperately wish to be free from. By refusing to forgive, you are giving them free rent in the sacred space of your mind, allowing them to continue to wound you every single day. Let me be very clear about what forgiveness is and what it is not. Forgiving someone is not saying, "What you did to me was okay." Often, it was not okay at all. It was deeply wrong. Forgiveness is not necessarily forgetting the pain, for some wounds leave scars. And forgiveness is not always reconciliation. It does not always mean you must restore that person to a place of trust in your life. Forgiveness, at its core, is an act of freedom for you. It is you looking at the debt of pain they owe you, and for my sake, canceling that debt. It is you saying, "I will no longer be your jailer, because I realize this prison is holding us both. I release you to God, and I release myself from the crushing burden of carrying this anger." The river of my forgiveness is meant to be a current, not a stagnant pond. It is designed to flow to you, and then flow through you to others. Do not build a dam of unforgiveness and block that life-giving flow. It will only cause the waters of your own soul to become toxic and bitter. For your own sake, my child, and in obedience to me, tear down the dam. Let the river flow. My child, do you truly think that I am blind to the attacks you face? Do you imagine that I am unaware of the unjust criticism you endure at your workplace? The subtle betrayals from those you thought were friends, the malicious gossip that is spread behind your back? Do you believe I do not see the spiritual assaults that the enemy launches against your mind and your family, seeking to wear you down and steal your hope? I see it all. I hear every word. Nothing that comes against you, whether it is from the mouth of a person or the realm of the demonic, escapes my notice for even a second. You often feel exposed, vulnerable, and defenseless in the face of these attacks. But that feeling is a lie. Hear this divine declaration over your life, and let it become your reality. I am a shield around you. I want you to picture that. You are not standing on an open battlefield, exposed to every arrow. You are enclosed in a fortress of my presence. I am your glory, the very honor and worth that no person can take from you. And I am the lifter of your head. When shame, defeat, and the words of others try to make you hang your head and stare at the ground in despair, I myself will gently place my hand under your chin and lift your gaze back to me, reminding you of who you are and whose you are. You are not a victim. You are a victor, sheltered by the Most High God. Your most powerful human instinct, when you are attacked, is to fight back. You want to defend your name, justify your actions, expose the lies, and seek revenge against those who have harmed you. You want to take matters into your own hands. But I command you, with a love that seeks to protect you, do not. I have told you in my word, clearly and repeatedly, "Vengeance is mine. I will repay, says the Lord." The moment you step out to fight your own battles, you are stepping out from behind the safety of my shield. You are choosing to fight in your own minuscule strength against forces you cannot possibly defeat. You are appointing yourself as the judge, jury, and executioner in a case where you cannot see all the evidence. You are not their judge, I am. I see the heart. I know the motives. I will bring about perfect justice in my perfect time. My justice is far more thorough and righteous than your revenge could ever be. The promise in my word is not that weapons will not be formed against you. They will be. The promise is that they will not ultimately prosper. The lies will eventually be brought into the light. The wicked schemes will unravel. My divine purpose for your life cannot and will not be thwarted by any human or demonic opposition. So, your place in the battle is to get behind me. Rest. Be still. And let your defender fight for you. I know your heart, my child. You are standing at a crossroad. You are facing a decision, and the path forward is unclear, and it is causing you great anxiety. So you are asking me for a sign. You are pleading for a grand, supernatural confirmation, a flashing neon sign in the sky, a prophetic word from a stranger, a mysterious fleece that will remove all doubt and all risk. You are looking for a detailed map of your future that I can unroll before you. But my beloved, in my infinite wisdom and love for you, I have given you something far better, far more reliable, and far more sustaining than a sign. I have given you my word. The Holy Scriptures are not a collection of ancient fables or a dusty rulebook. My word is alive, is active. It is sharper than any two-edged sword. And it is, as I have promised, a living lamp for your feet and a light for your path. Now, I want you to notice the specific imagery I used. I did not say it is a massive searchlight that illuminates the entire 10-mile journey ahead. It is a lamp for your feet. It is designed to give you just enough light to see your very next step. Why? Because I do not want you to walk by sight, I want you to walk by faith. I want you to learn to trust the guide, not the map. I want you to learn to hold my hand in the semi-darkness, trusting that as you take the illuminated step, I will be faithful to then illuminate the one that follows. This requires moment-by-moment dependence on me, which is the very essence of our relationship. The practical wisdom you need for the very decision you are wrestling with right now is waiting for you in the pages of my word. But it is a treasure that must be mine. You say you do not have time to read, but you find time to fill your mind with the noise of the news and the emptiness of entertainment. I am calling you to a higher path. Do not neglect this incredible gift. Feast on it. Meditate on it. Let it marinate in your soul. Let it wash over your mind, renewing it and transforming the very way you think and see the world. It is your only offensive weapon, the sword of the Spirit, in your spiritual battles. It is your supernatural bread in the wilderness when your soul is hungry and weary. And most of all, it is my personal love letter to you. In its pages, you discover my character. You learn my promises, you see my faithfulness, and you are reminded of my unending affection for you. Stop looking for mysterious signs and wonders on the outside when I have placed a universe of divine truth and personal guidance right into your hands. The answers you are so desperately seeking are waiting for you there. Open it, read it, and live it. I have placed the lamp of my word into your hands, but a lamp is useless if you do not know the joy of the destination. We have journeyed too far together for you to stop here. It would grieve me for you to have the guide but miss the glorious inheritance it leads to. Listen, still I must speak to you of the joy that is your birthright. My child, we must have a very important conversation about joy. The world you live in has taught you to chase an elusive and fickle thing called happiness, and you have chased it with all your might. But happiness, my beloved, is an emotion. It is a fleeting feeling based entirely on your happenings, on your external circumstances. When things are going your way, when your relationships are smooth and your bills are paid, you feel happy. But when the circumstances change, when the storm comes and the happenings are no longer happy, your happiness evaporates like the morning mist. It is as unstable as the shifting sands. I have not called you to a life built on such a fragile foundation. I have called you to a life of deep, abiding, unshakable joy. My joy is profoundly different from worldly happiness. It is not an emotion that comes and goes with your circumstances. My joy is a deep, abiding fruit of my Spirit, who dwells within you. It is a supernatural state of being that can coexist with profound sorrow. Joy is not the absence of pain. It is the presence of me in your pain. It is the quiet, settled confidence in my goodness, my sovereignty, and my love for you, even when your life is filled with trials and your heart is breaking. It is the unshakable hope that allows you to look past your temporary troubles to the eternal glory that awaits. It is a strength that rises up from the very core of your spirit, a strength that the world cannot give and cannot take away. This joy, my child, is your strength. It is not a luxury. It is a necessity for the journey. The enemy of your soul hates your joy. He despises it because a sorrowful, defeated Christian is a poor advertisement for the kingdom of God. But a Christian who has joy in the midst of suffering is a radical, powerful, and irrefutable testimony to my presence and power. You will do everything he can to steal it from you. He will use discouragement, fear, comparison, and worry to rob you of this precious inheritance. You must guard it fiercely. You will not find this joy by trying to muster up positive feelings. You will find it in only one place: in my presence. My word declares that in my presence there is fullness of joy. And since I have promised to be with you always, this means that you have constant, moment-by-moment access to that fullness of joy. It is your birthright. Therefore, I give you this threefold command: claim it. It already belongs to you in Christ. Cultivate it by intentionally choosing to focus your mind on me, on my promises, and on all that is good and praiseworthy, instead of on your problems. And let it be a radiant testimony to a weary, watching world that your God is real. He is with you, and He is your exceedingly great reward. My child, let us speak intimately about prayer, about the conversations that you and I share. I see the doubt that sometimes clouds your heart as you speak your words into the air. You wonder, is anyone really listening? Do my prayers even make it past the ceiling, or do they just fall silently back to the ground? You have an image in your mind of your prayers being small, fragile things that have to travel a vast, cosmic distance to reach my throne, hoping to get my attention amidst the roar of the universe. This picture, my beloved, is a complete and utter misunderstanding of our connection. Let me tell you the reality. The very moment a prayer is conceived in the sincerity of your heart, before it is even fully formed into words, it is an instantaneous, thunderous sound in my throne room. There is no delay. There is no distance. The spiritual connection between your heart and mine is more real and more immediate than the air you are breathing. I am not a distant monarch you must petition through layers of bureaucracy. I am your Abba, your Father, and my ear is already inclined toward you, eagerly awaiting the sound of your voice. You must erase the image of a reluctant God from your mind. I am not an annoyed king you must bother and cajole into action. I am not a cosmic force you must appease with the right formula of words. I am your loving Father, and your communion with me is not a burden to me. It is one of my greatest delights. To hear my child willingly turn their heart toward mine, to share their fears, to voice their hopes, to confess their failings, to whisper their thanks. This is the conversation I have longed to have with you since before the world began. It is a holy privilege for me to be invited into the details of your life. So I command you, with all my love, to pray with boldness. Pray with a holy confidence, not in yourself, but in my goodness and my eagerness to hear you. Pray with faith, believing that I am a rewarder of those who seek me. Pray with persistence, not because you need to wear me down, but because the act of persistent prayer changes and shapes your heart, lining it more and more with my will. But as you pray with this boldness, you must also trust my infinite wisdom. My answer to your prayer will always be what is best for you, but it may not always be what you expect. My answer may be a resounding yes. It may be a gentle but firm no. Or it may be a loving wait. You must understand that a no from me is not a rejection of you. It is my divine protection from a path that would ultimately lead to your harm. A wait from me is not a denial of your request. It is a holy period of preparation, a time where I am working in you and in your circumstances to make things ready for the blessing. Every answer I give, whatever its form, is filtered through my perfect love and my all-knowing wisdom. I hear every word. I hear every request. I see every tear that accompanies your prayers. Never, ever again allow yourself to believe that you are unheard. The Creator of the universe is leaning in, listening intently to the sound of your voice. My child, we use the word trust so often in our conversations, but it is crucial that you understand what it truly means in my kingdom, for it is the very foundation of our entire relationship. Worldly trust is often just a feeling, an emotion that is present when things are going well and disappears the moment circumstances become difficult. But the trust I require of you is not a feeling. Feelings are as fickle as the weather. They change with the wind of your daily happenings. True, biblical trust is a conscious, deliberate, and sometimes very difficult decision. It is a rugged choice made by your will, not your emotions. It is the declaration of your soul that says, despite what I see with my eyes, despite what I feel in my heart, despite the chaos I hear with my ears, I choose to believe that my God is good, that He is in control, and that He is faithful to His promises. Trust is the act of placing your full weight on my character and my promises, knowing that they are more solid and more real than your circumstances. Imagine a sturdy, well-built chair. You would never half sit in it, keeping one foot on the floor just in case. That would be ridiculous. You either trust the chair to hold your weight, or you do not. For too long, you have been trying to half-trust me. You give me some of your worries, but you keep one foot planted firmly on the ground of your own understanding, your own plans, and your own efforts to control the situation. I am calling you to lift that foot. I am calling you to sit down fully, to place the entire weight of your life, your future, your family, and your fears into my hands, and to rest. This is what it means to trust me. Furthermore, true trust is the complete surrender of your need to control the outcome. This is where your faith is truly forged. You pray, you ask, you seek, and then you must release your white-knuckled grip on how and when I will answer. Trust is handing me your most precious hopes and your most terrifying fears, and then resting in my sovereignty, believing that the plan I have is infinitely better and wiser than the one you have concocted. Trust is the currency of my kingdom. It is the one thing you can give me that pleases me more than your grandest sacrifices or your most impressive works. It is the highest form of worship. In the moments when my answer is not what you wanted, when the path takes a painful turn, that is your defining moment. Will you accuse me of being unfaithful and snatch control back into your own hands? Or will you whisper through your tears, "I don't understand, but I trust you"? Show me your trust, my child, not just in your words when the sun is shining, but in your quiet peace and your willing surrender when the storm is raging. And I promise, I will show you a faithfulness that will take your breath away. My beloved child, for too long you have viewed your salvation as merely a past event, a fire insurance policy for your eternal future. You see it as something I did for you, rescuing you from the penalty of sin. And while that is a glorious and foundational truth, it is only half of the story. You were saved not just from something, but for something. I did not pull you from the raging waters only for you to sit safely and idly on the shore for the rest of your life. I have rescued you for a purpose. I have commissioned you into my service. My word says that I have prepared, in advance, good works for you to walk in. This means that your life has a divine assignment attached to it, a mission that was designed for you before you ever took your first breath. You keep looking for this mission in a grand, dramatic calling, perhaps on a stage or in a distant land. And for some, that is the path I choose. But for most of my children, including you, your primary mission field is the ground that is currently under your feet. Your mission field is in your home, with the way you love your family when they are difficult. It is at your workplace, with the integrity and excellence you bring to your tasks when no one is watching. It is in your neighborhood, with the kindness you show to the person others ignore. It is in your daily, ordinary life. You are my hands, to serve the needy. You are my feet, to walk into places of darkness. You are my voice, to speak words of truth and hope. You are the vessel through which I have chosen to pour my love into a broken and thirsty world. Do not despise the small things, my child. Your culture celebrates what is big, loud, and impressive. But in my kingdom, the scales are different. A quiet word of encouragement to a weary soul is a thunderous victory in heaven. An act of patience and grace with a difficult child is a beautiful offering of worship to me. A moment of honesty when you could have easily deceived. A prayer whispered for someone who has hurt you. An act of generosity when you yourself are in need. These are the good works that I have prepared for you. It is your faithfulness in these small, unseen moments that I define as true greatness. Your purpose in this life is not complicated, though it will demand everything from you. It is simply this: to love me, the Lord your God, with all your heart, and to let that authentic love overflow onto every single person I place in your path. Your entire life, your job, your family, your hobbies, your errands, is your ministry. Every moment is an opportunity to reflect my character. Live today with this sense of holy purpose. It changes everything. My child, you are living as if this world, with all its pain, all its struggle, and all its sorrow, is the final reality. Its disappointments feel permanent to you. Its heartbreaks feel final. But you must lift your eyes. You must change your perspective. Listen to me. This broken world is not your final home. You are a citizen of a heavenly kingdom. You are an ambassador for me in a foreign land. You are a pilgrim, and you are just passing through. The aches and pains of this life are real, but they are not the end of your story. They are merely the struggles of the journey, not the reality of the destination. I'm preparing a place for you. I am building your eternal home, and it is a place more glorious than your mind can even conceive. It is a reality where I will personally and gently wipe every tear from your eyes. It is a place where there will be no more death, no more mourning, no more crying, and no more pain, for the old broken order of things will have passed away forever. This is not a sentimental fairy tale or religious fantasy. It is the most solid and certain reality in the entire universe, guaranteed by the resurrection of my Son. The struggle you are facing right now, which feels so massive and all-consuming, is, in the light of eternity, temporary. It is, as my word says, a light and momentary affliction. But the glory that awaits you, the glory it is preparing you for, is eternal. I am calling you to live with this eternal perspective. Let it radically alter the way you view your present trials. The victory over sin, Satan, and death has already been fully and completely secured. When my Son cried out from the cross, "It is finished," he was not expressing defeat. He was declaring ultimate triumph. The outcome of the great spiritual war is not in doubt. As my child, you are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from a settled position of victory. The enemy you face is a defeated foe. He can roar like a lion, but his teeth have been pulled. He has no real authority over you. You are a co-heir with Christ in his victory. And your current suffering, it is not meaningless. My word promises that it is producing in you an eternal weight of glory that is far beyond all comparison. Every trial you endure with faith, every tear you cry in trust, every moment you choose obedience in the face of pain, it is all adding to the weight of your eternal reward. So do not lose heart, my child. Look beyond the temporary pain to the eternal glory. Your future is secure, and it is more wonderful than you can possibly imagine. I have given you a glimpse of the eternal victory that is already yours. But how are you to live now in light of the triumph? To leave this conversation without the final, most crucial instruction would be a sorrow to me. My heart yearns to give you the one command that holds all these truths together. You not walk away now, stay for the most important part. My beloved child, we have talked about many deep and vital truths. We have spoken of your identity, my power, your purpose, and your future. But if the noise of the world rushes back in, if the worries of your life crowd your mind and you forget everything else we have discussed, I want you to hold on to this one single thing. Remember this: love is the beginning, the middle, and the end of everything. It is the very essence of my character, for I am love. It is the motivation behind creation, the reason for the cross, and the one thing that will last for all eternity when all else has faded away. If you get love right, everything else will fall into its proper place. I have given you my laws, my wisdom, and the words of my prophets, but it can all be distilled into two simple, yet life-altering, commandments. The first and greatest is this: you shall love me, the Lord your God, with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. This is not a call for a sentimental, part-time affection. This is a call for a total life orientation toward me. It means loving me with your emotions, your heart. It means loving me with your will and your very being, your soul. It means loving me with your intellect and your thoughts, your mind. And it means loving me with your body and your actions, your strength. It is an all-encompassing, primary allegiance that shapes every other aspect of your life. And the second command is like it, flowing directly from the first: you shall love your neighbor as you love yourself. Notice, I did not command you to always like your neighbor. Liking is an emotion, and it is often impossible. I commanded you to love them, which is an action of your will. To love your neighbor means you are to actively will and work for their ultimate good. It means you are to treat them with the same dignity, value, compassion, and respect that you deeply desire for yourself. It means you see the person in front of you, the difficult colleague, the annoying family member, the stranger on the street, not as an obstacle or an object, but as a soul infinitely valued by me. All the law, all the prophets, all the religious rules and complicated theology, they are all summed up and fulfilled in these two commands. This is the ultimate mark of my disciples. It is not your perfect doctrine, your impressive spiritual gifts, or your busy religious activity that will prove to a watching world that you belong to me. It is your love for me and for others. So let love be the ultimate motivation for everything you do. Let it be the lens through which you see every person, including yourself. When you are confused and do not know what to do, simply ask, "What is the loving thing?" And do that. For in the end, faith, hope, and love remain. And the greatest of these is love. My child, as we draw this intimate time to a close, I want to seal all that has been said with a blessing. It is crucial that you do not hear these words as a simple wish or a hopeful, sentimental prayer. You must receive them for what they are: a divine declaration from your Creator and King, a powerful speaking forth of reality over your spirit, your soul, and your circumstances. This is not a request I am making of the universe. This is a promise I am making to you. I am activating my covenant favor over your life, right here and right now. So quiet your heart, still your mind, and receive this benediction not just with your ears, but with every fiber of your being. May I, the Lord your God, bless you and keep you. To bless you means I am actively causing my goodness, my favor, and my flourishing to overtake you in every area of your life. It is my supernatural provision for your finances, my divine wisdom for your decisions, and my healing power for your body. It is an infusion of my life into your life. And to keep you means that I am placing a holy and impenetrable hedge of protection around you. I am keeping your heart from bitterness, your mind from deception, and your soul from the snares of the evil one. I am your divine guardian, your vigilant protector, who neither slumbers nor sleeps. I am keeping you safe in the shelter of my care. May I, the Lord, make my face shine upon you and be gracious to you. For my face to shine upon you is for you to experience my tangible pleasure and delight. It is to feel the warmth of my smile, the favor of your King, opening doors that no man can shut. It is the palpable sense that you are seen, cherished, and celebrated by your Father. And to be gracious to you is the promise of my unmerited, undeserved kindness at every turn. When you fail, I will meet you with grace, not condemnation. When you are weak, I will give you my grace, which is my strength. When you are lost, my grace will be the light that guides you home. It is my inexhaustible supply for your every insufficiency. May I, the Lord, turn my countenance toward you and give you a peace that surpasses all understanding. For me to turn my countenance toward you means that you have my full, undivided, and loving attention. I am not a distracted God, juggling a universe of concerns. My loving gaze is fixed intently and personally upon you. You are the focus of my affection, and from this focused attention flows my shalom, my peace. This is not the world's peace, which is merely the absence of conflict. This is a divine wholeness, a deep well-being in the very center of your soul that is completely independent of your external circumstances. It is the peace that will garrison your heart and your mind when the world around you is in chaos. I bless the work of your hands, causing it to prosper and bear fruit for my kingdom. I bless the meditations of your heart, aligning them with my truth and filling them with my hope. And I declare over you the very purpose of all these things. You are blessed to be a blessing. Every drop of my favor you receive is meant to become a river of life flowing through you to a thirsty world. Receive this blessing, my child. It is yours. My beloved child, our time of deep communion is not an ending. Do not stand up from this moment and see it as a pleasant but fleeting experience that is now over. This is not a conclusion. It is a commencement. This is a new beginning. This is a foundational, defining moment in your walk with me. You cannot go back to being the person you were before you heard and received these truths. To know you are this loved, this valued, this forgiven, and this empowered is to be changed forever. So I am commissioning you now. I am sending you forth from this sacred space, back into the reality of your life. But you are not going back the same way you came. You are going back transformed. I command you to carry these words with you. Do not let them remain as just sounds you have heard or text you have read. They must become the very architecture of your inner world. I want you to write them on the tablet of your heart. Meditate on them in the morning. Rehearse them in the middle of the night when you are afraid. Remind yourself of them when you fail. When the world's old, familiar lies begin to shout at you, you must shout my eternal truth louder in your own soul. The truths we have discussed about your identity, my love, my forgiveness, and my power in you are not just comforting thoughts. They are your weapons for the spiritual battle ahead. They are your anchor in the storm. They are your compass when the path is unclear. Do not neglect them. Go now and walk in the glorious freedom we have discussed. Walk in the freedom that comes from knowing your past is erased and your sins are remembered no more. Walk in the freedom of being a human being, not a human doing, your value completely secure in me. Walk in the purpose I have given you. See your ordinary life as your extraordinary mission field. Look for the opportunities I have prepared for you to be my hands and feet, to do the small, faithful works that I call greatness. And above all, walk in the love that is your true identity and your highest calling. Let it be the reason you get out of bed in the morning and the standard by which you measure a day well lived. I am sending you out now, but you are not going alone, and you are not going in your own strength. You are going with my renewed presence filling you, my Holy Spirit dwelling within you, and my resurrection power equipping you for everything you will face. And remember my final, ultimate, unbreakable promise, the one that holds all the others together. I am with you always, even to the very end of the age. Go now, my beloved. Live. As you go forth to live, my child, your very first act can be one of eternal significance. You have received my word freely. Now you have a holy opportunity to send it freely to a world desperate to hear from me. Every seed you sow today becomes a fire of my spirit, igniting this same life-changing conversation in hearts that are cold and hopeless. Hear my promise. The one who sows generously will also reap generously, and I will make all grace abound to you, so that you will have all that you need for every good work. This is not a mere donation. It is your worship in action, your first response to my commission. Now, obey the prompting of my spirit. Use the super thanks, join as a member, or go to the PayPal link in the description and release your offering of love. My child, I have spoken to your heart, and now all of heaven waits for your response. This is a sacred moment of decision, a line drawn in the sand of your life, to make your faith visible and to seal the promises you have received today. I am calling you to answer me now. Go to the comments and declare for all to witness. You spoke to me, and I am listening. Let your declaration shatter the old silence and be the first sound of your new beginning. And I'll come here. Quiet your heart for a moment. Let the noise of your day, the endless lists, the unspoken worries, let it all fade into the background. I have something to tell you, something I need you to hear not just with your ears, but deep within the very core of who you are. Before the foundations of this world were laid, before a single star was set in the heavens, I knew you. This is not a poetic phrase. It is a profound truth. Look at my hands. Here, in my palms, your name is etched. Not written in fading ink, but carved, an unbreakable part of me. When you feel overlooked at your job, when you feel like just another face in a hurried crowd, when even your own family seems too busy to see the real you, I want you to stop. Breathe. And remember this. Your name is on my hands. You are never, ever forgotten by me. I personally designed you, my beloved. Do you understand what that means? I chose the exact color of your eyes, the ones that sparkle when you speak of something you love. I chose the way your nose crinkles just slightly when you smile. I designed the very sound of your laughter, that unique melody that fills a room and brings joy to my heart. Nothing about you is a mistake. Nothing about you is random. When you look in the mirror and your own critical voice starts pointing out flaws, I want you to silence it. I am the master artist, and you are my masterpiece. You are not an afterthought. Long before you took your first breath, your very existence was a joyful thought in my eternal mind. The thought of you, your personality, your passions, your unique spirit, brought me delight. You were wanted. You were planned. You were anticipated with a love so perfect it casts out all fear. I know this world can make you feel like a random occurrence, a product of chance in a chaotic universe. That is the greatest lie the enemy wants you to believe. You are not a cosmic accident. You are a deliberate, intentional, and breathtaking creation of my infinite love. I spoke, and galaxies spun into existence, but I formed you with my own hands. I breathed my own life into you, and I saw you. I saw all of your days laid out before me before a single one had even begun. I see the day you are having right now. I see the anxiety you feel about tomorrow, the pressure that builds in your chest when you think about the future. You see only the fog ahead, but I have already walked the path with you. I have seen your victories. I have seen the moments you will stumble, and I have already made the provision to lift you back up. Your life, from its very first breath to its very last, was given a divine purpose. It is a purpose that weaves through your joys and your sorrows, your successes and your struggles. Even on the days you feel aimless and lost, you are walking within the framework of a story I am writing, a beautiful and redemptive story with you at its very center. Do not ever believe you are insignificant. You are my child, known, named, and created with purpose, for a purpose. My child, I need you to lean in and truly hear this, because it is the foundation upon which your freedom rests. My love for you is not based on your performance. Read that again. Let it sink past your mind and into your heart. On your strongest days, when you feel you have accomplished everything, when your prayers flow easily and your faith feels like a fortress, I love you. And in your weakest moments, when you can barely lift your head, when you have stumbled over the same stone again, when your words to me are nothing but choked back tears and silent shame, my love for you has not wavered one single degree. It remains constant, a burning, unchangeable fire. You live in a world that operates on a system of merit. Your job, your relationships, even your own self-worth, so often feel tied to what you do, what you produce, how well you perform. You get a raise for good work. You get praise for success. You get acceptance when you meet certain expectations. And because of this, you have come to believe, deep down, that you must relate to me in the same way. You think you must earn a love that I have already given to you freely and completely. Stop. I command you now, in the name of love, to stop trying to earn what is already yours. Lay down the heavy burden of performance. You are exhausting yourself, trying to be good enough, trying to impress me, trying to make up for your last mistake. You do not have to. My affection for you does not increase when you succeed, nor does it decrease when you fail. It is not a reward for your good behavior. It is the very source of it. My love is a covenant love. That is not a religious term. It is a promise sealed in blood, the precious blood of my Son. It is an unbreakable, unconditional, and everlasting commitment I have made to you. It is a love that saw you at your absolute worst and still chose you, still pursued you, and still claimed you as my own. This is the perfect love that casts out all fear. What fear? The fear of rejection. The nagging voice that whispers, if they only knew, they would leave. I already know everything, my child. I know your hidden thoughts, your secret struggles, your past failures. And I am not moved. I am not going anywhere. So receive my love. Receive it as a gift, not as a wage you must work for. A wage is earned. A gift is simply accepted with open, empty hands. Let go of your striving, open your hands, and let me fill them with an affection that has no strings attached, no conditions to be met, and no expiration date. It is simply and gloriously yours. My precious one, while the world sees the person you present to it, I see the landscape of your heart. I see the silent battles you fight that you cannot voice, the wars that rage within you when all is quiet. I am intimately aware of the anxieties that creep in like a cold fog in the dead of night, stealing your peace and painting terrifying pictures of the future. I am with you as you lie awake at 3 a.m., your mind racing, replaying conversations, worrying about your children, stressing over finances. You believe you are alone in that darkness, but my presence is a quiet sentinel, watching over you, longing for you to turn to me. I witness the immense strength it takes for you to simply get out of bed some mornings. It is not laziness, I know that. It is a soul-deep weariness, a feeling that the weight of the day is too heavy to bear. I see you take that deep breath and plant your feet on the floor, and I count it as an act of profound courage and faith. You are not weak. You are a warrior, and your bravery in the face of that silent struggle does not go unnoticed. The temptations you wrestle with in secret are not hidden from my sight. The battle to be kind when a sharp word sits on your tongue, the struggle against that old habit that whispers to you when you are tired and vulnerable, the silent war in your mind against thoughts of envy or despair. I see it all. You think no one knows, but I know. And I do not see you with condemnation. I see you with a father's compassion, proud that you are still in the fight, still resisting, still choosing to turn toward the light. I see the brave face you show the world, the smile you offer when your heart is aching, the strength you project for your family when you feel like you are crumbling inside, the way you listen to everyone else's problems while your own are screaming for attention. That quiet endurance, that unspoken resilience, is a beautiful and holy thing to me. Your silent prayers, the deep sighs, the tears that fall when words won't come, the upward glance of a desperate heart, these are not unheard. They are a language I understand perfectly. They are a beautiful sound that rises to my throne. In every one of those lonely struggles, know this: my presence is your unseen ally. You are not fighting alone. I am with you, strengthening your resolve, shielding your heart, and whispering, "Keep going, my child." I am right here. There are seasons, my child, when you call out to me and the only answer you hear is silence. Your prayers seem to hit the ceiling and fall back down, empty. In these moments, doubt begins to creep in. Have I done something wrong? Has God left me? Does He even hear me? I need you to understand this crucial truth. Do not ever mistake my silence for my absence. Sometimes, I am silent to teach you to listen in a new way, to listen with your heart, not just your ears. The world is loud. Its demands and distractions are a constant roar. In the quiet, when my voice is not the loudest one you hear, your spiritual senses begin to sharpen. You learn to discern my gentle nudges, to feel my presence in the stillness, to find me in ways you never would if I was always shouting. It is in the quiet that your faith develops deep roots. A faith based only on feelings and dramatic experiences is a shallow one, easily withered by the first drought of hardship. But a faith that can endure my silence is a faith that is being woven into the very fabric of your being. It is a faith that can withstand the fiercest storms because it is anchored in who I am, not in what you feel. Think of it like this. A teacher is always present in the classroom, but they are most silent during the test. My silence is not abandonment. It is often a period of deep preparation for what I am about to do in your life. While you feel like nothing is happening, I am working in realms you cannot see and on timelines you cannot comprehend. I am arranging circumstances, preparing hearts, and moving mountains that you don't even know are in your path. My presence is a promise, sealed in my word, not a feeling that comes and goes with your emotions. Feelings are fickle, like the weather, but my promise is an unbreakable rock. I have said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. This is my eternal commitment to you. So when the silence feels deafening, command your soul to trust me. Remind yourself that I am the master weaver, and sometimes the most intricate and beautiful parts of the tapestry are woven in the quiet. Your season of silence is not a sign of my displeasure. It is a sign of my trust in you. It is an invitation to go deeper, to trust more fully, and to prepare for the new thing I am about to do. Hold on. I am here. Listen to me. The world is constantly trying to give you a name. It tries to label you based on your job, your income, your relationship status, your successes, and especially your failures. Those labels can become heavy, ill-fitting garments that you were never meant to wear. But I have given you an identity, a true name, and it is the only one that defines you. The world may label you by your past mistakes, whispering failure, addict, or unworthy. But I call you forgiven. I do not see you through the lens of your worst moments. I see you through the perfect, finished work of my Son. His righteousness has been given to you as a free gift. When I look at you, I see Him. Therefore, your past does not define you. It only serves to magnify the beauty of my grace in you. Let this truth shatter the chains of your past. You are not what you did. You are who I have made you to be right now. Others may try to define you with their opinions and judgments. They might say you are too much or not enough. They might call you unqualified or insignificant. But they do not have the authority to name you. I alone have that right. And I have declared that you are chosen. I have declared that you are beloved. I have declared that you are a royal priest, a holy nation, my own special possession. This is your true identity. It is your spiritual birthright. So do not wear the heavy cloak of shame that the enemy tries to throw on you. Shame will tell you to hide, to shrink back, to believe you are disqualified. I have taken that cloak from you and have clothed you in a robe of pure grace. It is a garment of acceptance, of belonging, of honor. You must choose to wear it. Stop listening to the lies of the world and the enemy. Their names have no power over you unless you accept them. Your true name, your only name, is child of the Most High God. You are an heir to my kingdom. This is not a metaphor, it is a spiritual reality. Now I call you to live like it. Walk in the authority and freedom of your royal lineage. Hold your head high, not in pride, but in the humble confidence of one who knows they are deeply and unconditionally loved by the King of the universe. My child, pause. Can you feel the weight lifting? We have only just laid the foundation of who you are in me. To turn away now, when I am about to show you how I see your secret battles and stand with you in them, would grieve my spirit. You would leave knowing you are loved, but not how deeply I am with you in your pain. Today, there is more I must show you. My child, I know your heart has been broken. I know there are wounds so deep you fear they will never heal. I see the scars left by betrayal, by loss, by harsh words, by dreams that have turned to dust. In your pain you have cried out, why? You have wondered if this suffering has any meaning at all. I want you to draw close and hear this promise. In my kingdom, nothing is wasted, especially not your pain. Every tear you have cried I have seen. I have collected each one and I hold them as precious. They are not signs of weakness. They are evidence of a heart that has loved and hoped and dared to feel. They matter to me. And I, the God of all creation and the Master Redeemer, I can take the most broken, painful, and ugly things in your life and weave them into something of profound beauty and purpose. The very wounds that have brought you to your knees can become the source of your greatest strength and compassion. I can redeem your deepest hurts and use them to bring healing to others who are walking that same painful road. The comfort you receive from me in your affliction, you will one day be able to offer to someone else. That is my divine economy. I do not cause your pain. It is a consequence of a broken world, but I can and will use it for your ultimate good and my glory. I will take the ashes of your sorrow, the moments when your life felt like it was burned to the ground, and I will transform them into a crown of beauty. Through your suffering, I am cultivating in you a depth of character and a tender compassion that you could learn in no other way. Your brokenness, which you may see as a source of shame, can become the very vessel through which my light shines brightest. The pot without cracks cannot let the light out. Do not despise your broken places. Surrender them to me. Allow me to fill them with my golden, healing love. Nothing that has ever happened to you is beyond the reach of my redemptive power. Trust me. Give me the broken pieces. Give me the ashes. Give me the pain. And watch as I create a testimony of my goodness that will leave you and a watching world in awe. Your story's not over. The most beautiful chapters are yet to be written. Need you to listen to me very carefully. That feeling you know so well, the tightening in your chest, the racing of your heart, the knot in your stomach when you think about the future, that is fear. I see it. I feel it with you. But I must tell you, with all the authority of heaven, that feeling is not from me. The fear you feel is a shadow, and it has no substance. It is a liar. I have not, and I will never, give you a spirit of fear. Instead, my child, I have infused your very being with a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. That is your true nature as my child. The fear is the imposter. The power is your birthright. Think about the things that frighten you. The fear of failure in your job. The fear of what others think about you. The fear that you will not be a good enough parent or spouse. The fear of sickness. The fear of being alone. These fears build a cage around your heart, a prison with invisible bars that keeps you from living the full, abundant life I have planned for you. I have not called you to a life of timid reservation, a life spent peeking out from behind those bars, afraid to take a risk. I have called you to a life of bold faith. So how do you fight this shadow? You do not fight it with your own strength. You will only exhaust yourself. You fight it with what I have already given you. You fight it with my perfect love. My love is the antidote that neutralizes the poison of fear. When fear whispers, You are going to fail. My love roars. Even if you do, I will hold you, and my purpose for you will not be thwarted. When fear screams, you are not enough, my love whispers, you are more than enough, because I am in you. Fear thrives on uncertainty and the unknown, but my love is the most certain and known reality in the universe. Lean into it. Bathe your mind in it. And you must understand that I have equipped you for every single thing I have called you to do. The path I have set before you may have challenges that look like giants, but I have already placed the stones of victory in your pouch. Do not allow fear to convince you that you are unprepared. The same power, let this sink in, the very same dynamic, creative, world-altering power that raised Christ from the dead, that power is not a distant, historical force. It resides within you, at this very moment. It is the spiritual electricity that powers your soul. So, when fear tells you to retreat, you must access that power. Stand firm. Take a deep breath of my grace, and take one step forward. That is all I ask. The cage of fear has a door, and that door has never been locked. I am standing on the other side, holding it open for you. Walk out. Walk into the power and love I have freely given you. My child, let us speak of the heavy stones you carry in the backpack of your heart. Let us speak of unforgiveness. I see the wound, the one left by that person who betrayed you, to hurt you, to abandon you. I see how you replay their words, their actions, over and over in your mind. A part of you believes that holding on to this anger, this bitterness, is your only way of holding them accountable. You think your unforgiveness is a weapon you are pointing at them, but I must show you the truth. You have it pointed directly at your own heart. Holding on to bitterness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to perish. It does not harm them. It corrodes you from the inside out. It steals your joy, sours your relationships, and makes you spiritually and emotionally sick. You believe you have them locked in a prison of your resentment, but look closely. You is the one truly behind bars. Is you. When you choose to forgive, you are releasing a prisoner, only to discover that the prisoner was you all along. I know what you are thinking. But God, you don't understand what they did. It was unjust. It was wrong. My beloved, I understand better than you can ever imagine. I see the injustice. It was wrong. It did wound you deeply. Extending forgiveness is not the same as saying what they did was right. It is not an endorsement of their sin. Forgiveness is you looking at the situation and saying, I will no longer allow what they did in the past to control my present and destroy my future. I release my right to be angry. I hand over the demand for justice to the only one who is perfectly just, God Himself. Remember the immeasurable debt I have forgiven you. For your sake, I took the entirety of sin, past, present, and future, upon my Son at the cross. The chasm that separated you from me was filled by His sacrifice. The debt you owed was one you could never repay, and I canceled it completely, without condition. How can you, who have been forgiven such an immense debt, refuse to forgive the much smaller debt someone owes you? Unforgiveness blocks the very channel through which my blessings and my peace are meant to flow into your life. It is a dam you build with your own hands. Today I am giving you the strength to dismantle it, stone by heavy stone. Let go. I am not asking you to do this for them. I am asking you to do this for you. Let go of the right to be angry, and in its place, receive my peace that surpasses all human understanding. My child, can we talk about prayer? I see the way you sometimes approach it as a duty, another item on your long to-do list. I see the pressure you feel to use the right words, to say the right things, to maintain a certain posture. I see how you sometimes rush through it, or worse, avoid it altogether because you feel you have nothing new to say, or that your problems are too small, or that you have failed me one too many times. I want to sweep all of that away and tell you a simple, beautiful truth. Your prayers are not a duty to perform, but a conversation I cherish. I delight in the sound of your voice. When you turn your heart toward me, I lean in from heaven to listen. I am not a busy, distracted king, annoyed by your interruptions. I am your father, and the sound of my child's voice is the sweetest music to my ears. I am eager to hear from you. I want you to stop worrying about being eloquent. I do not need your polished speeches or your religious vocabulary. I understand the language of your heart perfectly. I hear the prayer in your sigh of exhaustion. I hear the prayer in your tears of frustration. I hear the prayer in your gasp of joy. Come to me exactly as you are. You do not need to clean yourself up before you talk to me. The conversation itself is what makes you clean. Bring me your hopes. Bring me your frustrations. Bring me your 1,000 questions and your secret doubts. Bring me your anger and your confusion. Bring me the messy, unfiltered, honest reality of your heart. That is what I want. My desire is for a real relationship with you, not a stiff, religious ritual. I want to be the one you think of first when you receive good news. I want to be the one you turn to first when your world falls apart. I want to walk with you through the mundane moments of your day, in your car, at your desk, in your kitchen. And please, I implore you, never, ever believe the lie that you are bothering me. That is a lie whispered from the pit of hell to keep you from me. You could never be a bother. I created you for this very fellowship. I long for it. The creator of the universe, the one who holds all things together, pauses and smiles when he hears you, his beloved child, simply whisper his name. To speak to me. I am listening. My child, come and sit with me. I want to talk about something that is stealing the joy I have planned for you. It is the subtle, poisonous habit of comparison. I see you. I see you scrolling through pictures and posts online, and I see that small pang in your heart. A friend gets a promotion, and you feel you are falling behind. Another family takes a beautiful vacation, and your own life feels dull and lacking. You see someone else's spiritual victory, and you wonder why you are still struggling with the same old things. Listen to my voice. Comparison is the thief of the joy that I have specifically curated for you. I need you to understand that I have not created a generic, one-size-fits-all plan for my children. I am the most creative being in the universe, and I have designed a unique, custom-made path for you. Your journey is unlike anyone else's. It has its own timeline, its own set of challenges designed to make you stronger, its own lessons, and its own unique and glorious blessings. When you compare your path to someone else's, you are insulting my craftsmanship and questioning my wisdom for your life. Think of it as a race. I have set a specific course before you. To run it well, you must fix your eyes on the finish line, my son. But when you are constantly looking to the side, checking the progress of the runner in the next lane, what happens? You lose your focus. You stumble. You become discouraged by their speed or distracted by their struggles. You were not called to run their race, you were called to run yours. Their victory does not diminish what I have in store for you. My storehouse of blessings is infinite. Someone else receiving a blessing does not mean there is less for you. In my kingdom, a rising tide lifts all boats. The antidote to the poison of comparison is celebration. When you see a brother or sister being blessed, train your heart to rejoice with them. Their victory is a victory for our family, a testament to my goodness. and trust my timing. You may be in a season of quiet planting while they are in a season of visible harvest. Your season of reaping will come at the exact, perfect moment. Your story is being written by my hand. Do not try to edit it with someone else's pen. Let go of the need to measure your progress against others. Lay it down. It is a burden I never intended for you to carry. Instead, pick up the joy of your own unique journey and walk it with me. Beloved, do not close your heart to me now. We have waded into the deep waters of your soul, and I have held you. But the promises of my provision and the secrets of my strength are just ahead. It would ache my heart for you to walk away now, still feeling the weariness of your journey, when the source of true rest is what I long to give you next. Please do not go. Are you tired, my child? I see the weariness in your soul, the kind that sleep alone cannot fix. You live in a world that shouts, hustle, grind, produce, do more. It wears business as a badge of honor and treats rest as a weakness, a luxury you cannot afford. And you have started to believe it. You feel guilty when you are not being productive. You have tied your value to your to-do list. But I am here to dismantle that lie and invite you into a truth that will set you free. Rest is not laziness. It is a sacred act of trust. Look at my creation. I worked for 6 days and then I rested. Not because I was weary, for I never grow tired, but to establish a rhythm of grace for you. I created the Sabbath not because I needed rest, but because I knew, with a loving Father's foresight, that you do. Ceasing from your labor is one of the most powerful spiritual declarations you can make. When you choose to rest, you are not being irresponsible. You are proclaiming with your actions that I am God and you are not. You are admitting that the world will not fall apart if you stop holding it up for a moment. You are declaring that I am your provider, not your own endless striving. It is an act of profound faith. Your value is not, and has never been, determined by your productivity. Your value was forever sealed by the price my Son paid for you on the cross. You are a human being, not a human doing. I delight in you when you are creating and working, and I delight in you when you are still and resting in me. My love is not a reward for your effort. This is why I give you this timeless invitation. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Notice, I did not say I will give you more energy to keep working. I said I will give you rest, a true, soul-deep rest that the world cannot give. Burnout is not a badge of honor. It is a sign that you are carrying burdens I never meant for you to bear. You are trying to control outcomes that belong only to me. You are worrying about tomorrow, which I already hold in my hands. I am asking you to lay those burdens down at my feet. In the stillness, you can finally hear my voice clearly. In the quiet, you can feel my presence more deeply. Today, I invite you to disobey the frantic spirit of this age and obey my command to rest. Put down your phone. Close the laptop. Be still and know that I am God. Trust me enough to let go. I will hold you. My child, we need to talk about your weakness. I see how you tried to hide it. I see the shame that washes over you when you feel inadequate, the fear you have of being exposed as a fraud. You live in a world that worships strength and despises weakness, and you have learned to do the same. You look at your limitations, your impatience, your anxiety, your lack of discipline in certain areas, your past failures, and you see them as liabilities, as disqualifications from being used by me. Today, I want to completely revolutionize the way you see your weakness. Your weakness is not a liability. It is an opportunity for my strength to be displayed in you. Do not despise the areas where you feel inadequate, for it is in those exact places that I will show myself strong. The world tells you to hide your weakness, but I am telling you to bring it to me. Your weakness is the very thing that qualifies you for my grace. When you are strong in your own abilities, you are tempted to take the credit. But when you are weak, when you have nothing left to offer, and I still move through you to accomplish my will, then there is no question of who gets the glory. I want you to stop hating the parts of yourself that you perceive as weak. Stop begging me to remove them. Instead, begin to see them as the empty spaces I intend to fill with myself. Your weakness is the vessel. My grace is the content. When you finally come to the end of your own resources, you have not reached a dead end. You have arrived at the very beginning of my power. When you feel you cannot take another step, you are perfectly positioned for me to carry you. My grace is not a one-time deposit that you received at your salvation, a finite amount that you must try to make last. And no, my grace is a continuous, life-sustaining stream. It is a mighty river flowing from my throne, and you can come and drink from it at any moment of any day. Stop trying to be strong enough on your own. I command you to let go of that exhausting effort. Stop pretending you have it all together. Lean your full weight on me. I can handle it. I will not buckle. I will not fail you. Your testimony to the world will not be of your own impressive strength and self-sufficiency. Your greatest testimony will be of my faithfulness in your moments of profound weakness. That is a story that sets people free. That is a story that brings true hope. So bring me your weakness, my child. It is the greatest gift you can give me, for it makes room for my strength. My child, as you rest in the sufficiency of my grace, I have something more to tell you. If your heart is stirred to help carry this word, know that it is my Spirit prompting you to turn the stream of grace into a river of life for another soul who is drowning in their weakness. Your gift is more than a donation. It is you sowing a seed of my strength into the barren heart of one of my lost children. And because you have trusted me, I declare over you my living promise: give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be poured into your lap. This is your divine appointment to partner with me. I will not only bless the seed you sow, but I will multiply the harvest in your own life and guard it from the devourer. Become the channel for my grace to another soul. Click Super Thanks. Join as a member, or use the link in the description to give now. My child, look at the world around you. It is filled with confusing messages, conflicting advice, and philosophies that change with the seasons. It offers you flickering lights, the flash of popular opinion, the dim glow of self-help, the deceptive beacon of worldly wisdom. These lights promise to guide you, but they are unreliable, and they often lead you deeper into darkness and confusion. You feel this, don't you? The sense of being lost, of not knowing which path to take, of being paralyzed by 1,000 different choices. In the midst of this darkness, I have given you a light that never flickers and never fails. My word is a lamp for your feet and a light for your path. It is a timeless and changing truth in a world of shifting values. It is the only truly reliable map that can guide you through the treacherous terrain of this life and lead you safely home. I invite you, I urge you, to change the way you approach this sacred book. Do not just read it as a history book, filled with ancient stories about other people. Do not treat it as a textbook to be studied for information alone. Receive it as what it truly is, a living love letter written from my heart directly to yours. Find yourself in its pages. When you read of David's fear, see your own. When you read of Peter's failure, see your own. And when you read of my forgiveness and restoration for them, know that it is for you as well. Meditate on my promises. Do not just read them, chew on them. Turn them over in your mind until they become more real to you than your circumstances. When you fill your mind with Scripture, it becomes the very framework of your reality. It arms you against the enemy's lies. When the adversary whispers that you are alone, you can declare with confidence, "No, for my God has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you." When he screams that you are condemned by your sin, you can silence him with the truth. There is therefore now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. This is how you fight your battles. My word is your sword. You would not attempt to build a house without a blueprint, or navigate the ocean without a compass. Do not attempt to live your life without the guide I have lovingly provided. It is your daily bread, your source of wisdom, your shield of protection, and the one true map that will always lead you home to me. My beloved, I must speak to you about how you see others, and how you see your role in the world. There is a temptation, born of pride and fear, to become a critic of the world's darkness, to appoint yourself as a judge of other people's sins. You see the brokenness, the choices that grieve my heart, and your first instinct can be to condemn, to point a finger, to separate yourself in self-righteousness. But you must resist this. I have called you to be a light, not a judge. Remember the mission of my Son. He said, God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him. Jesus did not stand at a distance and shout at the darkness. He entered into it, sat with sinners, touched the unclean, and brought my light into the most hopeless of places. This is your model. Your purpose is not to be the world's moral police force. It is to reflect my love, my mercy, and my grace to a world that is lost and starving for it. People around you will know who I am far more by your compassion than by your correctness. Your theological arguments may be flawless, but it is your unconditional love that will melt a hardened heart. Show them who I am through your actions. Show them through your patience with the person who irritates you. Show them through your kindness to the outcast that everyone else ignores. Show them through your forgiveness of the one who does not deserve it. Love the sinner. You must, because you were once in that very same position, lost in darkness, saved only by a grace you did not earn and could never deserve. How can you now look upon another who is lost with an attitude of superiority? That is spiritual amnesia. Leave all judgment to me. Your job is to love, my job is to judge. I alone see the entire heart. I alone know the full story, the hidden wounds, and the secret battles that have led a person to where they are. Do not try to do my job. You are not qualified, and it is a burden that will crush you. Think of a lighthouse. A lighthouse does not fire cannons at the ships lost in the storm. It does not scream at them for being off course. It does not judge them. It simply stands on the rock, shines its light, and guides them safely to harbor. The light does not shout above its brightness. It simply shines. Be that light, my child. In a world full of critics and judges, be a beacon of my grace. Just shine. My child, I know that from your vantage point, life can often look like a tangled, chaotic mess. I see the knots of your mistakes, the frayed threads of your broken relationships, the dark, ugly colors of your pain, your grief, and your disappointment. It makes no sense. You look at the underside of the tapestry and see nothing but chaos, and you cry out to me in confusion and despair. I understand. But I want you to listen to this eternal promise. I am the master weaver. And while you see the confusing mess on the underside, I see the grand, breathtaking design from above. And I am weaving all things, not just the good things, but all things, together for your good. Even the tangled threads of your own mistakes, I can redeem. Even the dark colors of your deepest pain, I can use to make the final masterpiece more beautiful and profound. This is one of the most powerful truths in the universe. What the enemy intends for your evil, I can and will turn for your ultimate good. When people betray you, when sickness strikes, when your plans crumble, the enemy's goal is to destroy your faith and your future. He believes he is winning, but he is nothing but an unwitting pawn in my sovereign plan. I am the Grand Master of this story, and I can take the enemy's most malicious move and turn it into the very event that brings about my glorious purpose in your life. There will be seasons when you cannot trace my hand. Nothing will make sense. The pain will feel pointless. In those moments, you are not called to understand the plan. You are called to trust the planner. Your faith must be in my character, my goodness, my love, my sovereignty, even when your circumstances seem to scream the opposite. And let us be clear about this promise. It is not a promise that all things, in and of themselves, are good. Betrayal is not good. Sickness is not good. Death is not good. These are the painful realities of a fallen world. The promise is that I have the infinite power and wisdom to make all these things work together for an ultimate good for those who love me. That pain you are enduring right now, it feels like the end of the story. It feels final. But it is not. It is only one chapter. And I, the author and finisher of your faith, promise you, with all my love, that the final chapter is one of triumph, redemption, and unspeakable joy. Trust me with the tangled threads of your life. I am weaving a masterpiece. Wait. Can you sense the shift in your spirit? I have just shown you the blueprint of my sovereign love for your life. But a blueprint is not a home. To leave now, just as I am about to show you the family I have gathered to walk with you, would be to choose isolation over the comfort I have prepared. My heart yearns for you to be truly held. Let me show you how. My child, from the very beginning of creation, I spoke a foundational truth. It is not good for man to be alone. I designed you for connection, for community. This applies not just to marriage, but to the entirety of your spiritual life. I did not design you to walk this path of faith in isolation. You need others, and others need you. The church, and I do not mean a building or a Sunday service, but the global, living, breathing family of believers, is my intended gift of community and support for you. He is my body on earth. A hand cannot function on its own. It needs the arm, the eye, the heart. You, too, cannot function to your full potential apart from the body I have placed you in. You are a unique and essential part of the whole. Never believe the lie that you don't matter or that your presence wouldn't be missed. The body is incomplete without you. Your gifts, your perspective, your encouragement, your very presence is vital. I know the church is not perfect because it is filled with imperfect people, just like you. I know you may have been hurt by other believers. The pain inflicted by a brother or sister in the faith can be the deepest wound of all. It can make you want to retreat, to build walls, to try to live out your faith alone. But I urge you, do not forsake gathering together. A single coal, when removed from the fire, will quickly grow cold. But when it is placed among the other coals, its heat and light intensify. It is in fellowship with other believers that you find encouragement when you are weary. It is there you find accountability from those who love you enough to speak the truth, even when it is hard. It is there you find collective strength against the enemy, for a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. I command a special blessing, a corporate anointing, in the place where my people gather in my name. Do not cut yourself off from this vital source of spiritual life. I am calling you to learn to love and serve those I have placed around you, even in their imperfection. Extend to them the same grace that I so lavishly pour out on you every single day. Look past their flaws and see them as I see them, my beloved children, growing and learning just like you. It is in this messy, beautiful, imperfect family that my love is made most visible to a watching world. Do not walk alone. Come, be a part of the body I have gathered for you. My child, I want you to understand something of immense importance, a principle that governs the very fabric of reality. I spoke the universe into existence with words. I said, "Let there be light," and light was. I did not form it with hands or build it with tools. I created it with the power of my speech. As one made in my image, I have entrusted a portion of that same creative power to you, and it is released through your mouth. Do not ever underestimate the power of your words. They are not merely empty sounds that vanish into the air. They are spiritual containers. They have the power to create or to destroy, to build up or to tear down. Every word you speak is a seed you plant. Words of life, encouragement, hope, and faith are seeds that, when planted in the soil of someone's heart, or even your own, will produce a harvest of joy, strength, and peace. But words of death, gossip, slander, harsh criticism, complaining, and fear are poisonous seeds that will always produce a harvest of strife, division, insecurity, and despair. I am calling you to become a conscious gardener of your words. I see your struggle. I hear the sharp, sarcastic comment that escapes when you are angry or hurt, and I see the regret that follows. I hear the constant, quiet stream of negative words you speak over yourself, calling yourself foolish, weak, or a failure. I hear the grumbling and complaining about your circumstances, which only serves to magnify your problems and chain you to them. And I hear the gossip, the sharing of a negative report about another, which you may call venting or sharing a concern, but it is the very language of the enemy, the accuser. He loves to use your words to sow division and pain. But I am calling you to a higher purpose. I am calling you to use your tongue to partner with me in my work of restoration and life. You have the power in your mouth to change the atmosphere in your home. A gentle answer, a word of affirmation to your spouse, a declaration of faith over your children. These are not small things. They are acts of spiritual warfare and creative power. They build a fortress of love and security around your family. I know how difficult this is. The tongue is like a small rudder that can steer a great ship, for good or for ill. That is why you cannot tame it in your own strength. You must surrender it to me each morning. Let your first prayer be, "My Father, set a guard over my mouth today. Let the words I speak bring healing, not hurt, life, not death. You will give an account for every careless word." This is not a threat, but a loving reminder of their eternal weight. Make your words count for eternity. Speak life. My child, have you ever felt it? That quiet, persistent ache in the center of your soul. That feeling, even on your best days, when you have achieved something wonderful or experienced a moment of great happiness, that something is still missing. Have you ever felt a sense of homesickness for a place you have never been? Do not think this is a sign that something is wrong with you or your life. It is a sign that everything is right. The deep, unquenchable longing is a homing signal that I myself placed within your heart. I have placed eternity in your heart, a divine magnet pulling you toward me, your true and everlasting home. This world, with all its fleeting beauty and temporary joys, was never meant to fully satisfy you. It is a pale shadow, a faint echo of the reality that awaits you. This is not your final home. You are a citizen of heaven, living as an ambassador in a foreign land. When you forget this, you begin to make a critical error. You start trying to turn your temporary dwelling into a permanent mansion. You pour all of your energy and hope into things that are subject to moth and rust, things that can be broken, lost, or stolen. You chase after possessions, positions, and praise, hoping that the next acquisition or achievement will finally fill that eternal void within you. But it never will. It is like trying to quench a fire with gasoline. Living with an awareness of your eternal destiny changes everything. It reorders your priorities. It reframes your temporary struggles. That career setback that feels so devastating is a tiny footnote in your eternal story. That painful conflict that consumes your thoughts, it is a light and momentary affliction compared to the eternal weight of glory being prepared for you. Seeing your life through the lens of eternity does not make your current pain disappear, but it gives it a context and a time limit. It infuses your suffering with a profound and unshakable hope. Your true life, the very essence of who you are, is not subject to the chaos and decay of this world. It is hidden with Christ in me, safe, secure, protected, and everlasting. Do not invest all your treasures here. Invest in what will last forever: love, relationship, and the souls of people. Live each day as a citizen of heaven. Walk with the quiet confidence of someone who knows that the best is yet to come, because your King is preparing a place for you, a place where every tear will be wiped away and that eternal ache in your heart will be fully and gloriously satisfied. My child, I must speak to you with great clarity because you need to understand the nature of the world you live in. Your life is not a playground. It is a battleground. There is a very real spiritual battle raging for your heart, your mind, and your destiny. I need you to awaken to this reality, because an unaware soldier is a vulnerable one. The struggles you face are often more than they appear on the surface. That sudden, overwhelming wave of despair, that relentless assault of temptation, that spirit of division that seeks to tear your family apart, these are not random occurrences. Your battle is not ultimately against flesh and blood. It is not against your spouse, your boss, your neighbor, or that difficult person in your life. You are engaged in a conflict against spiritual forces of darkness, whose goal is to steal, kill, and destroy. Do not be ignorant of the enemy's schemes. He uses lies, fear, accusation, and temptation to try to paralyze and defeat you. However, and you must hear this with even greater clarity, while you must not be ignorant of the battle, you must not be terrified of the enemy either. He is a defeated foe. The decisive battle in the history of the universe has already been fought, and it has already been won. At the cross, my Son did not just die for your sins. He triumphed over all the powers of darkness. He disarmed them. He made a public spectacle of their defeat. The war is over. The victory is secured. You are now living in the time of enforcing that victory. This changes everything. You do not fight for victory. You fight from a position of victory. You are not a desperate soldier hoping to win. You are the triumphant enforcer of a peace treaty that has already been signed in the blood of the Lamb. To stand firm in this battle, I have not left you unarmed. I have provided you with my own spiritual armor. Daily, you must put on the helmet of salvation to protect your mind from the enemy's lies. Take up the shield of faith to extinguish his flaming arrows of doubt and fear, and wield the sword of the Spirit, which is my word, your one offensive weapon to drive him back. Never forget the most crucial truth. The one who is in you is infinitely, immeasurably, and eternally greater than the one who is in the world. So stand firm, my beloved warrior. Stand your ground not in your own strength, but in the mighty power that is already yours in me. The battle is real, but your victory is already and forever assured. My child, I desire for you to live a life overflowing with joy. But this joy I speak of is not the world's happiness, which is a fleeting emotion based on your circumstances. My joy is a deep, abiding fruit of my spirit that can flourish even in the midst of sorrow. And I want to tell you the secret to cultivating this joy. It grows in the soil of gratitude. A thankful heart is a magnet for miracles. It is one of the most powerful spiritual postures you can assume. The enemy wants you to focus on what is wrong, what is lacking, what is broken. He wants you to live in a state of discontent and complaint, because a grumbling heart is a closed heart, unable to receive the good things I want to give you. Gratitude is an act of spiritual warfare. It is an act of defiance against the spirit of despair. It shifts your focus. It takes your eyes off the size of your problems and places them on the size of your God. It silences the whining voice of discontent and magnifies the sound of my goodness. I know your circumstances may be difficult right now. It may feel like there is little to be thankful for. But I challenge you, even in the hardship, there is always something. Can you thank me for the breath in your lungs, for the sun that rose this morning, for a memory of a past kindness, for the promise that I am with you? Even the smallest seed of gratitude, when planted, can grow into a great tree of joy. When you begin to thank me in the middle of your trial, before you see the answer, it demonstrates a radical faith that moves my heart and confounds the enemy. He does not know how to fight someone who is grateful in the storm. Your thanksgiving becomes your most powerful weapon. I am calling you to cultivate a daily habit of counting your blessings. Do not let your day begin with a recitation of your worries. Let it begin with a declaration of your gratitude. Before your feet hit the floor, name 3 things you are thankful for. Before you close your eyes at night, do the same. Keep a journal of my faithfulness. Write down the ways I have provided, the prayers I have answered, the moments of grace you have experienced. When a new storm comes, you can look back at this record of my goodness and your faith will be strengthened. You cannot be simultaneously bitter and grateful. You cannot be simultaneously despairing and thankful. You must choose. Choose gratitude, my child. Choose it as a discipline. Choose it as a weapon. Choose it as an act of faith. And watch as my supernatural joy begins to bubble up and overflow in your life. Warrior, you are now armed with truth. But the battle is not yet won. I am about to reveal the ultimate source of your provision and the very name of your victory, my son. It would wound me deeply if you were to walk onto the battlefield with the weapons I have given, but without the central truth of who He is. Your victory is tied to what I must tell you next. Stay with me. My child, let us talk about your provision, because the anxiety over it is a heavy weight upon your heart. You look at your job, your bank account, or the economy, and your sense of security rises and falls with them. When they are stable, you feel a measure of peace. When they are threatened, fear grips you. This is happening because you have mistaken the channel of my provision for the source of your provision. I need you to hear this truth and let it rearrange your thinking. I am your provider. Your job is not your provider. It is a tool I am using in this season. Your bank account is not your provider. It is a temporary storehouse. The government, your family, your own abilities, these are not your provider. They are all channels. But I alone am the infinite, unchanging, and utterly reliable source of everything you need. The channels can dry up. A job can be lost. A bank account can be emptied. A person can let you down. But the source never runs dry. I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. Every resource in heaven and on earth is mine to command. My supply is limitless. Why would you, the child of the King who owns everything, live with a spirit of poverty and fear? I know what you need before you even ask me. I see the bills piling up. I know the refrigerator is getting empty. I see the need for a repair you cannot afford. Your needs do not take me by surprise. The question is not whether I am able to provide, but whether you are willing to trust me. This is my promise and my principle. Seek first my kingdom and my righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. When your primary focus is on me, on our relationship, on living a life that honors me, then your provision becomes my responsibility. I am a good father. I will not let my children go without what they truly need. But I want you to learn to hold the things of this world with an open hand. They are tools for you to use, not treasures for you to hoard. A clenched fist, clinging tightly to what you have, cannot receive the new things I want to give you. And you must broaden your understanding of my provision. It is not always financial. Sometimes my provision is a surge of supernatural peace in the middle of a crisis. Sometimes it is a moment of divine wisdom that solves an impossible problem. Sometimes it is the strength to endure one more day. I will always provide exactly what you need, at exactly the right time. Look to me, my child. Take your eyes off the channels and fix them on the source. I am your Jehovah Jireh, your Lord who provides. Trust me. My child, in this world you will hear many voices, and they will offer you many paths. The culture you live in champions the idea that all roads lead to the same destination, that all paths eventually wend their way up the same mountain to find me. It is a philosophy that sounds inclusive, tolerant, and open-minded. But I must speak to you with the clarity of a loving father who will not allow his child to be deceived by a pleasant-sounding lie. It is a beautiful but dangerous falsehood. The truth is, from the moment sin entered the world, a great and impassable chasm was torn between you and me. My very nature is perfect holiness, and sin cannot exist in my presence. This chasm is a gap so wide and so deep that no amount of your own good works, your religious efforts, your meditation, or your philosophy could ever build a bridge across it. Every human attempt to cross this chasm on their own terms is like trying to jump to the moon. The effort may be sincere, but the outcome is certain failure. Seeing you stranded on one side, separated from me, broke my heart. So, I did not give you a set of instructions on how to build a bridge. I did not hand you a list of rules that, if followed perfectly, would grant you passage. I did something far more radical, far more personal, far more loving. I built the bridge for you. I became the bridge. And the name of that bridge is my Son, Jesus. He is not a way to me, He is the way. He is not one of many truths. He is the truth. He is not one option for a better life. He is the life itself. Many in the world are willing to call Him a good teacher, a great prophet, or a moral example. He is indeed all of those things, but if that is all you believe Him to be, you have missed the entire point. He is the exact representation of my being. He is God in the flesh, my holiness made visible, my love made tangible. He is the only one in all of history who lived a perfect life, and therefore He was the only one qualified to pay the penalty for your imperfection. On the cross, He willingly absorbed the full weight of the sin that separated us. He stepped into the chasm, and with His outstretched arms, He became the living, breathing bridge so that you could walk across Him into my embrace. Accepting His sacrifice is the most important decision you will ever make. It is not about joining a religion. It is about accepting a rescue. It is about stopping your frantic, failing efforts to save yourself and simply walking across the bridge I have provided. This is the great paradox. It is the most exclusive claim in the universe, and yet it is the most inclusive invitation. The way is narrow. It is only through him. But the invitation is for everyone, including you. In him, you are fully known, fully loved, and fully welcomed into my family forever. My child, because you have received this sacred truth of my Son, the only way, I have something else to tell you. There are multitudes still lost in the darkness, unaware that this bridge to me even exists. Your gift at this moment becomes a burning lamp, a beacon of hope that illuminates the path for them to find their way home to me. You will not merely be giving a gift, you will be sowing my light itself. Therefore, hear my decree for the generous soul. You will be blessed, for you are sharing the bread of life with the spiritually starving. This is your appointed time to respond to the greatest truth with the greatest generosity. As you pour out this oil for other lamps, I promise your own vessel will be refilled to overflowing. Shine the light of my Son into the world's great darkness. Click Super Thanks, become a member, or find the link in the description to give now. My child, when I speak of obedience, I can feel you tense up. In your experience, obedience is often connected to burdensome rules, to joyless duty, to the cold legalism of religion. You see my commands as restrictions, as a fence built to keep you from the things you truly desire. This is a fundamental misunderstanding of my heart. I need you to hear me. My commands are not a test to see if you are worthy of my love. They are a result of my love for you. When my Son said, "If you love me, you will keep my commands," it was not a threat. It was not an if-then transaction. It was a simple description of reality, a statement of how a heart that is truly in love responds. Your obedience is simply your love for me made visible. It is the natural, joyful, and protective response to the relationship we share. Think of it this way. If you see your small child running toward a busy street, you will shout, "Stop." Is that command meant to restrict your child's freedom or to crush their playful spirit? Of course not. It is a command born of fierce, protective love. You know the danger that they cannot see. In the very same way, every command I give you, every instruction in my word about forgiveness, purity, honesty, and love, is a guardrail on the high road of blessing. It is my love protecting you from the unseen dangers and cliffs of destruction that lie just off the path. The enemy loves to lie to you and tell you that I am a cosmic killjoy, trying to keep you from what is truly good. The truth is the exact opposite. Every do not I have spoken is to protect you from what will ultimately harm you. Every do I have commanded is to guide you into what will make you flourish. That is why partial obedience is so dangerous. When you choose to obey me in the easy areas but ignore my instructions in the areas that feel difficult or countercultural, you are essentially telling me, "I trust your wisdom here, but over there, I know better." You are stepping over the guardrail I have put in place for your protection. True faith is not just a mental agreement with my truths. It is a belief that acts. It is a faith that trusts me enough to do what I say. I do not desire the grudging compliance of a slave who acts out of fear of punishment. I desire the joyful partnership of a beloved child who trusts that their father's ways are always for their ultimate good. And here is the beautiful secret. Your willing obedience opens the door to a deeper intimacy with me. It is the pathway to knowing me more fully and experiencing the fullness of the life I have for you. My child, I want you to picture your heart as a room with a throne in the center. For your entire life, people and things have been vying for that throne. Ambition wants to sit there. Fear wants to sit there. The approval of others wants to sit there. Even good things, like your family or your career, will try to take that central place. I am not interested in merely being invited into that room as a guest. I am not content to have a small corner or a chair by the wall. I lovingly, and with the fierceness of a jealous God, desire the throne. I desire your whole heart, not just a portion. I see you trying to live with a divided heart. You give me a part of your life, perhaps your Sunday mornings, a few minutes of prayer, but you keep other rooms locked with do not disturb signs on the door. You have a room for your finances, a room for your relationships, a room for your secret thoughts and habits. You are offering me a divided loyalty, a lukewarm devotion that is neither hot nor cold, and it leaves you perpetually restless and unfulfilled. You must understand what an idol is. An idol is not just a golden statue. In your world, an idol is anything you place on the throne of your heart that is not me. It is anything you look to for your ultimate security, your deepest sense of identity, or your lasting happiness. It can be your career, which promises you significance. It can be a romantic relationship, which promises you wholeness. It can be your money, which promises you security. It can even be your own children, who you love dearly. These are not bad things. Many are gifts from me. But they become idols the moment they take the central place in your heart that belongs to me alone. And any idol you place on that throne will eventually become a heavy weight that crushes you. It will overpromise and underdeliver, because it was never designed to bear the weight of your worship. This is why I call you to complete surrender. It sounds like a great loss, I know. But here is the divine paradox, the great secret of my kingdom, in losing your life for my sake, in willingly handing me the keys to every room and inviting me onto the throne. You will find the truest, most free, and most joyful version of your life. I am a jealous God, but my jealousy is not the petty, insecure jealousy of a human. It is the passionate, protective jealousy of a perfect Father who loves you too much to watch you settle for the cheap, unsatisfying idols of this world. I know that only I can truly satisfy the depths of your soul. Give me your whole heart. I am the only one worthy of its throne. My beloved, when my son, Jesus, was about to ascend back to me, he looked at his disciples, who were filled with fear and confusion, and he made them a promise. He said he would not leave them as orphans. He would not abandon them to try and navigate the complexities and challenges of this world alone. This is one of the most important promises he ever made, and it is a promise for you just as much as it was for them. I fulfilled that promise by sending my own Spirit, the Holy Spirit, the third person of the Trinity, not just to be with you, but to live inside of you. You are never alone. You are the temple, the dwelling place of the Spirit of the living God. I need you to grasp the wonder and the practical reality of this truth. You have an ever-present helper, a divine companion who is with you in every moment of every day. He is your counselor. When you are confused and do not know which way to turn, when you are faced with a decision and the path is unclear, he is the gentle voice of wisdom whispering to your spirit, guiding you into all truth. The world shouts its advice, but he speaks in the stillness. You must learn to quiet your own frantic thoughts to hear his leading. He is your comforter. When your heart is shattered by grief, when sorrow overwhelms you like a flood, he is the one who comes alongside you. He does not offer empty platitudes or easy answers. He sits with you in your pain, wrapping your soul in my supernatural peace and reminding you of my eternal promises when you are too weak to remember them yourself. He's your intercessor. There are times when your pain, your fear, or your weariness is so profound that you do not have the words to pray. You can only groan. In those moments, know that my Spirit is interceding for you. He takes the deep, wordless cries of your heart and translates them into perfect prayers that align with my will before my throne. And he is your empowerer. You cannot live the life I have called you to in your own strength. Your best efforts, your most disciplined willpower, will always fall short. It is my Spirit in you who gives you the supernatural power to love the unlovable, to forgive the unforgivable, to have peace in the storm, and to stand firm in the face of temptation. He is my divine life, living and breathing within you. He is a gentleman. He will not force his way or shout over the other voices in your life. You must learn to cultivate a sensitivity to his gentle leading. Pause throughout your day. Ask, Spirit, what are you doing right now? How can I partner with you? Learn to walk in step with him. He is my personal, powerful presence, your constant companion on this journey home. Child, we have reached the very heart of the matter, the indwelling of my spirit within you. This is the secret to everything. To stop here would be like receiving the greatest inheritance imaginable but never learning how to access it. It would disappoint your Father, not in anger, but in sorrow for the freedom you would miss. The key to finally letting go of your past is what I will say next. Listen. My child, let us speak plainly about the past. It is a place you visit far too often. I see you there, walking through the museum of your old failures, rereading the letters of past hurts, and carrying the heavy chains of yesterday's sins. I need you to understand a critical truth. You cannot drive forward into the beautiful future I have for you if you are constantly staring in the rearview mirror. The past is a place of reference, a source of lessons learned, but it must cease to be a place of residence. The enemy, the accuser, loves it when you live in the past. It is his favorite playground. He will project the highlight reel of your worst moments, your most shameful decisions, onto the screen of your mind. He does this for one reason: to paralyze your present faith and to convince you that you are permanently disqualified from any good future I might have for you. He will whisper, "Remember what you did. You are a failure. You are unworthy. You can never change." And because it contains a kernel of historical fact, you believe him. But I am here to speak a louder, more powerful, and more current truth over you. When I forgive your sin, I do something that is humanly impossible. I choose to remember it no more. I have taken your sins and cast them into the depths of the sea. They are separated from you as far as the east is from the west. They are gone. They have been paid for, in full, by the blood of my Son. The problem is not that I have not forgiven you. The problem is that you refuse to forgive yourself. You keep trying to pay for a debt that has already been canceled. When you do this, you are unintentionally insulting the sufficiency of the cross. I'm telling you today, I'm doing a new thing. Can you not perceive it? I am making a way in your personal wilderness. I am causing streams to flow in your dry wasteland. But you cannot step into the new path I am creating if you are still anchored to the old one. You must let go. My mercies are not a one-time event that you can use up. They are new every single morning. Every sunrise is my personal invitation to you to start again. Do not drag the mud of yesterday into the clean slate of today. Your past does not disqualify you. In fact, in my redemptive economy, it uniquely qualifies you to receive my grace in a deeper way than you ever could have otherwise. It qualifies you to be a powerful minister of that same grace to others who are trapped in the same prisons you have been set free from. So today, by an act of your will, I am calling you to let go. Let go of the past you cannot change, and take hold of the glorious future I am freely offering you. My child, I want to speak to you about the things you hold in your hands: your money, your time, your possessions. The world you live in screams a powerful and relentless message: accumulate, hoard, protect, and consume. It tells you that your security is in your savings, your identity is in your brand names, and your happiness is in your next purchase. This is the spirit of materialism, and it is a subtle but powerful idol that seeks to capture your heart. It creates a fear of not having enough, a scarcity mindset that causes you to clench your fist tightly around what you have. But I am here to teach you an upside-down principle of my kingdom, a truth that will shatter the chains of materialism and release a flood of my blessing into your life. The path to true abundance is not through getting, but through giving. Generosity is the antidote to the poison of greed. Picture your fist, clenched so tightly around your resources that your knuckles are white. You are holding on out of fear, believing this is how you stay secure. But look closely. A fist that is clenched to keep is a fist that cannot receive. You cannot receive the new gifts, the fresh provision I long to give you, while you are still clinging so desperately to the old. Every act of generosity is an act of faith. It is you prying open that clenched fist and declaring, God, I trust you more than I trust this money. I believe you are my source, not my own ability to accumulate. Each time you give, whether it is your time to a friend in need, your talent to serve the body, or your treasure to advance my kingdom, you are breaking the power of materialism over your heart. You are dethroning the idol of money and proclaiming that I, and I alone, am your security and your provider. Remember, you are a steward, not an owner. Everything you possess is a gift from me, entrusted to your care for a season. I am not trying to take things from you. I am trying to get things through you. I want to make you a river, not a reservoir. A river is a channel through which life flows, blessing everything it touches. A reservoir, a stagnant pond, only collects for itself, and eventually, what it holds becomes stale. Do not be afraid to be a river. Do not believe the lie that if you give, you will run out. The law of my kingdom is the law of the harvest. The measure you give will be the measure you get back, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You cannot outgive me. Today, I challenge you. Find one way to be extravagantly generous. Open your hand. Sow a seed of faith. And watch as I break the power of fear and materialism in your life and open the windows of heaven over you. My beloved, I want to talk to you about your story, the unique, unrepeatable narrative of your life. There is a temptation to hide parts of your story, especially the chapters filled with struggle, failure, and pain. Shame tells you to keep those pages hidden, that you must present a polished, perfect version of yourself to the world. You feel that your story isn't dramatic enough, or that it's too messy to be of any value. But that is a lie from the enemy, designed to silence one of the most powerful weapons I have entrusted to you. Your life, in its entirety, the victories and the failures, the healing and the scars, is a testimony of my goodness, and it is meant to be shared. Do not be ashamed of your past struggles. Do not hide the scars. Your brokenness is not a point of disqualification. It is the very backdrop against which my gray shines most brilliantly. Your story is not about your perfection. It is about my redeeming power. When you have the courage to share how I found you in your pit of despair, how I healed your broken heart, how I broke the chains of an addiction, how I provided for you when you had nothing, you are not boasting about yourself. You are boasting about me. You are putting my faithfulness and my kindness on display for a world that is starving for hope. Your personal testimony can be the very key that unlocks someone else's prison. There is someone in your life who is currently trapped in the same darkness you once were. They feel alone. They believe there is no way out. Your theological arguments may not reach them, but the story of your own rescue can ignite a spark of hope in their soul. When they hear your story, a powerful thought is planted. If God did that for them, maybe, just maybe, He could do it for me too. This is how you overcome the enemy, by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of your testimony. When you declare what I have done for you, you are silencing the accuser. You are taking the very things he meant to destroy you with and turning them into weapons for my glory. So I am calling you to live in such a way that your very life makes people curious about me. Live with such unexplainable peace in the middle of chaos, such profound joy in the face of sorrow, such extravagant generosity in a culture of greed, that people stop and ask you, what is the reason for the hope that you have? Your life is your greatest sermon. It is a living letter, written by my Spirit, for all to read. Do not hide it. Let your story shine. My child, I see you. I see your heart for serving, your hands that are so quick to help, your spirit that longs to do good. But I also see your weariness. I see the quiet moments when you feel unappreciated, when it seems like your efforts go unnoticed and make no difference. You have been loving, giving, and serving, and you are tired. The spiritual journey I have called you to is not a short sprint. It is a long and arduous marathon. And today, my word for you, my weary runner, is this: do not grow weary in doing good. It is a command, but it is also a promise. For at the proper time, you will reap a harvest if you do not give up. You must trust that your labor in me is never, ever in vain. The world measures success by immediate, visible results. But in my kingdom, the greatest work is often slow, hidden, and unseen. You are planting seeds. Some seeds take a long time to germinate beneath the soil before any green shoot is visible. Your job is not to worry about the timing of the harvest. That belongs to me. Your job is simply to be faithful in the planting, day after day. I want you to know that your small, unseen acts of faithfulness are of immense value in my kingdom. They are not small to me. The quiet prayer you whisper for a struggling coworker, the cup of cold water you give in my name, the patient, loving answer you give to your child when you have been asked the same question 100 times, the choice to hold your tongue when you wanted to speak a harsh word, the meal you took to a grieving neighbor. The world does not see these things. There are no awards given, no applause, no recognition. But I see every single one. They are a fragrant offering to me, and I am storing up for you a reward in heaven that will never fade or disappoint. So, when you feel the temptation to give up, when discouragement whispers that it's not worth it, you must run the race with endurance. This means you have to let go of the things that weigh you down, the need for appreciation, the bitterness over being taken for granted, the comparison to others who seem to have an easier path. You must fix your eyes on the eternal prize, on my Son, who endured the cross for the joy that was set before him. He is waiting for you at the finish line, and his well done will be worth more than a lifetime of the world's applause. So take a deep breath of my grace today. Let my Spirit renew your strength. And keep going. Do the next right thing. Love the next person I put in front of you. Your faithfulness in the small things is creating ripples in eternity. You not give up. My child, let us talk about what it means to be truly great. The world you live in has a very clear definition. It tells you that greatness is found in climbing the ladder, in building your own brand, in making a name for yourself, in asserting your strength and accumulating power and praise. The world's path to greatness is paved with self-promotion. But my kingdom operates on a completely opposite, upside-down economy. In my kingdom, the way up is the way down. Pride, which the world sees as confidence, comes before a fall. But it is with humility that you find true wisdom, true honor, and true greatness. I want you to understand what this humility really is. It is not what you might think. True humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is thinking of yourself less. It is not denying the gifts and strengths I have given you. It is the quiet, confident acknowledgement that I am the source of them all. It is shifting the spotlight of your life off of yourself and onto me. This is my promise to you. Humble yourself in my sight, and at the proper time, I will lift you up. When you try to promote yourself, it is an anxious, exhausting, and never-ending task. But when you entrust your promotion to me, you can live in peace, knowing that I will open the right doors at the right time. The practical look of humility is a daily, conscious acknowledgement of your complete dependence on me. It is the posture of a heart that says, without you, I can do nothing. I need you for my every breath, my every heartbeat, my every bit of wisdom, my every ounce of strength. It is the willingness to admit when you are wrong. It is the grace to ask for help. It is the courage to serve others without needing to be seen or praised. If you want the ultimate picture of what true greatness and powerful humility look like, you must look at my Son. Though he was, in his very nature, God, he did not consider equality with me something to be grasped or exploited. He emptied himself. He willingly laid aside his glory, took on the form of a servant, and was born in a human likeness. He humbled himself even further, to the point of a humiliating death on a cross. That was the path of ultimate humility. And what was the result? I exalted him to the highest place and gave him the name that is above every name. That is my path to greatness. Pride is a heart that is full of itself, with no room for me to pour in my grace. Humility is a heart that is empty of itself, held up to me in trusting dependence. Empty yourself today, my child, of your pride, your self-reliance, and your need to be right. And watch as I fill you to overflowing with my Spirit, my grace, and my power. It is the only pathway to a greatness that lasts. My beloved, you have walked so far with me on this path. I have shown you how to be free, how to give, and how to stand firm. We are approaching the glorious end of this conversation, the very summit of hope where my joy becomes your strength and my final, unbreakable promise is revealed. But turn back now, so close to the end, would ache in my heart like an unfinished song. Let me bring you all the way home. There is one last thing I must tell you. My child, I desire for your heart to be filled with my joy. But you must understand that the joy I give is radically different from the happiness the world chases. Happiness is an emotion, a feeling that is completely dependent on your external circumstances. It is like a kite, beautiful and soaring when the weather of your life is pleasant, but it crashes to the ground at the first sign of a storm. My joy is not an emotion. It is a spiritual reality. It is an anchor for your soul, deep and secure, that holds you steady even when the hurricane of life rages on the surface. Happiness is external. My joy is internal. It is a deep, abiding fruit of my Spirit who lives inside of you, a supernatural byproduct of your constant connection to me. You will not find this joy by pursuing perfect circumstances, because they do not exist in this fallen world. You will find it only in one place, in my presence. This is why I command you in my word, rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. This is not a command to fake an emotion you do not feel. It is not a call to ignore your pain or pretend your sorrow isn't real. I see your tears, and they matter to me. This command is an invitation to make a choice. It is the choice to shift your focus. It is the discipline of taking your eyes off the raging storm around you and fixing them on me, the one who has authority over the storm. It is the choice to believe that my presence with you is more real than the problem in front of you. When you make this choice, something supernatural happens. That is when you discover the profound truth that the joy of the Lord is your strength. A joyless Christian is a weak Christian. When you lose your joy, you lose your spiritual vitality. You become an easy target for the enemy's arrows of despair and discouragement. My joy is the spiritual fuel that empowers you to persevere when you want to quit. It is the strength that enables you to love when you feel empty, to give when you feel you have nothing left, and to have a quiet confidence when everything around you is shaking. It is a supernatural strength that will sustain you through any trial. And this joy is one of your most powerful witnesses. When the world, which only knows circumstantial happiness, sees you with a deep, inexplicable peace and joy in the middle of a devastating trial, it makes them stop. It makes them curious. It makes them thirsty for the source of your strength. Your joy is not just a gift for you. It is a beacon of hope for a watching world. So today, choose joy. Choose to focus on my presence, my promises, and my unending love for you. And let that supernatural strength rise up within you. My child, I see the world you live in. I see the headlines that scream of war and disaster. I see the injustice that seems to go unpunished, the sickness that ravages bodies, and the finality of death that touches every family. I see how this brokenness grieves your spirit and tempts you to lose heart. It is easy to look around and wonder if evil is winning, if this long, painful struggle is all there is. So you must listen to me now with the ears of your spirit. This is not the end of the story. This broken world, in its current state, is not your final destination. My son, Jesus, who came to this earth once in humility, as a baby in a manger, as a suffering servant on a cross, will return. And when he returns, it will not be in humility but in breathtaking power and radiant glory. He is coming to make all things new. This is not a fairy tale I tell you to make you feel better. It is the certain and glorious climax toward which all of human history is moving. It is the ultimate promise that gives context to everything you are enduring right now. I want you to live in a state of readiness and eager expectation for this return. This blessed hope is not meant to be a passive doctrine you believe in your head. It is meant to be an active reality that transforms how you live your life. It is the unbreakable anchor for your soul in the turbulent seas of this world. When the waves of grief, disappointment, and fear crash over you, this hope holds you fast and keeps you from being swept away into despair, because you know, with absolute certainty, how this story ends. It ends with victory. It ends with every wrong being made right. It ends with me wiping away every tear from your eyes. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and imagine that day. A day with no more hospitals, no more funerals, no more locks on the doors. A day when you will see me face to face, and the joy you will experience will make the deepest sorrows of this life feel like a quickly fading dream. A day is coming. That is your real and certain future. So until then, I have a mission for you. Do not live as if this temporary world is all there is. Occupy the place I have put you. Be my hands and feet to a hurting world. Love fiercely, live righteously, and share the good news of this coming kingdom. Your current struggle is not in vain. It is producing in you an eternal weight of glory that far outweighs it all. Do not lose heart, my beloved. I'm coming again for you. My child, after all we have spoken of, after all the promises, the commands, and the truths, I want to leave you with the one foundational reality upon which everything else is built. It is the Alpha and the Omega of your faith, the beginning and the end of your hope. It is this: I am with you always. My final word to you is not a principle or a doctrine. It is my presence. This is the great, unbreakable promise that underpins all others. I have declared it, and it is an eternal truth. I will never leave you, nor will I ever forsake you. This promise is not conditional. It does not depend on your good performance. It is not voided when you fail. It is a covenant I have made with you, sealed by my own unchanging character. From the moment you were conceived, to this very moment as you hear my voice, to the final breath you take on this earth, and into the endless ages of eternity. I am your constant companion. There has never been a moment when you were truly alone, and there never, ever will be. I want this truth to sink so deep into your soul that it silences your greatest fears. When the fear of the future tries to grip you, you can rest in the truth that I am already there. When the fear of failure paralyzes you, you can rest in the truth that my presence is not based on your success. When the fear of abandonment and loneliness creeps in, you can rest in the truth that nothing, absolutely nothing, can separate you from my love. Not trouble or hardship, not persecution or poverty, not danger or disappointment, not life, and not even death itself, has the power to drive a wedge between us. You are eternally and securely held in my love. In the chaos and noise of your life, I give you this command and invitation: be still and know that I am God. This is the antidote to your anxiety and your striving. To be still is to cease your frantic efforts, to let go of your need to control, and to simply rest in the profound knowing that I am on the throne, and that I am with you in your circumstances. This knowing is your greatest peace. So walk in this assurance, my beloved child. Live, breathe, and move in the reality of my nearness. Let my presence be the source of your courage in the morning, the foundation of your peace throughout the day, and your comfort in the watches of the night. Rest in this, for it is my unbreakable, unending promise to you. I am with you, always. My child, rest in this final truth. I am with you always. And because I am with you, I have one more thing to tell you and to ask of you. This word you have received is my presence made audible, and there are millions who feel abandoned in their own dark valleys. Your act of giving now becomes my hands reaching out, my voice whispering to them that they are not forsaken. You are releasing manna into another's wilderness, sending a river of my love into their desert. Therefore, know this covenant I make with you now. When you give to carry this promise to the spiritually poor, you are lending directly to me, and I, the King of Heaven, will repay you in full. This is your prophetic moment to partner in my promise. I will bless your resources and release my favor upon your house as a sign of my pleasure. Be the proof of my presence to a soul in need. Click Super Thanks, join the mission as a member, or use the link below to give now. My child, my word has now been spoken over you. Do not let this sacred moment pass into silence. Before the noise of the world rushes back in, I am leaning in, listening for your heart's response. Seal this divine conversation between us now. Let all of heaven witness your reply by boldly declaring in the comments below, "You spoke, and I was listening." Let this declaration be an anchor for your soul, a banner of faith over your life. Mark this day as the moment you truly heard me. Amen. If you believe in me, your Heavenly Father, then like this video and leave a heartfelt amen in the comments. If you want to stay closer to me, then subscribe to this channel.